Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Happy birthday, Megan. Is she in here yet? Probably not.
Happy birthday, Megan. I don't know if you're watching, but probably not yet.
Probably not yet.
Morning, Hank.
Ouch, God dang it.
I gotta pop out my chat.
I'm sorry, I'll
Oh,
be right back. My dog is driving me nuts.
okay. How's everybody doing today? Valerie is feeling under the weather. Hi, Mary. Yeah, she's like, I think I'm gonna cancel today, and I said, well, I don't want to just cancel, I'll go ahead and have it. She's like, yeah, that's fine. You know? Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. Well, I hope you feel better, Mary. That's. I've been having some back issues lately, too. I'm trying not to, but whenever I went to the doctor the other day, I was, telling her what all was going on with me, and um, I said, my back always hurts. It just always does. And there's never like a time when I feel like, well, really the only time I could feel like completely relaxed in my back is like if I'm in a spa or something in a hot tub. That's really like the best thing for your back, I think. And so yeah, she gave me ibuprofen and a muscle relaxer that I was supposed to take before bed. So hopefully that will help. I'm gonna take it for a couple of days now, and it's not really anything. Yeah, I hope you feel better. Morning, Sherry. You doing okay today? Yeah, I got a lot of stuff done. I already got 2 sales this morning, 2 sales last night, 4 that I need to ship out because the 2 that bought them today already paid. So yeah, yeah, we know how it goes, Sherry. Well, I've been trying to, I told Eric that I would try to list 10 pairs of jeans every day. And I failed. I did it for a couple of days and I did good, and then I failed. All right, Tara. Come on if you can, if you get a chance. So I did it for a couple of days, and then I once I started working, it was like, there's no way I'm gonna get this done. So now I'm like ahead of the game. I got myself to where I had like 20 drafts up. And so I I took pictures of 10 of them, and actually I took pictures of 14 of them. And then I posted 10 yesterday. So I got it, you know. So like all I have to do today is post, you know, all I have to do is make them live. Today the 4 that I have pictures of, and then, well, yeah, the 4 that I have pictures of, and then the other ones I need to take pictures. And then I'll have my 10 for today. But then oh, Tara, you probably could. You just don't know like what you can do if you kind of have to, you know. Just we depend on this, you know, other income. So yeah. Uh yeah, I'm not gonna I don't, you know, if I fail at something, hell, there's always tomorrow, for one thing. So, you know, I just figure, you know, I just worked 8 hours at, well, 9 hours at work, you know, so I kind of have to give myself a little credit too sometimes. Oh, Sherry, I love you, girl. You're sweet. Yeah, and so I have to make the 4 live that I have already pictured. Then I have 6 that I have to picture, and then I need to make 10 more drafts. So that's my goal for today. And I have to work at 10 tonight. So I should be off of here by about 11 or noon. You know, and this is Eastern time because that's what I'm on. So beat up past 10 makes Hank a demon, turn into a demon.
I'm back. Sorry to leave you.
Okay. It's no problem.
I hate leaving you or Valerie alone when you're, just
Oh no, I just talk. I'm talking to them. I'm talking to the people in the chat.
the little people in your computer.
Uh-huh. The little magic people.
Yeah,
They're magic.
we can say hello to our little friends.
Yeah, so that's what I need to do today. So that's my goal. So I should be able to get. Yeah, Sherry and Hank are being sweet. Good morning, Grandma Wrinkles. Hope you're having a good day today. Yeah, I mean, working nights is kind of hard just in itself. I understand that. I've always done nights, so you know, you kind of do get used to it, but at the same time, your body never gets used to it.
Yeah.
But you know, I just feel like, you know, right now I should be, you know, people don't just come home from work and go to sleep.
Yeah, you gotta wind down.
You know, yeah, definitely. And by like 11 or noon, I'm I'm like probably good to sleep.
Or 9.
Or 9. What are you talking about? It's 9:42 right now. Right here it's 9:42. Thanks, Tara.
She's sticking up for you.
Yeah, she said Sally's cool. It's the morning love fest. And Hank says, sweating like I seen a steamy Amish man or something.
I've always been able to like stay up all night and whatever and not sleep much. But anytime I worked midnight shift,
Mm-hmm.
it'd mess with my body. I mean, I
Oh
take
yeah.
that back. I worked midnight shift when I was younger, when I was pregnant with my youngest daughter. And I did okay with that. But later on, it seemed like I couldn't work midnight. I would just get sick. But if I stayed
Yeah.
up all night, I'm fine if I'm at home. You know,
Right.
it's like, I
Yeah.
don't understand it.
Well, like you have hormones in your body that if you don't sleep at night when it's dark,
Yeah.
then those hormones don't release.
Yeah.
And so your chemistry is kind of off,
Yeah.
because of that. And so it
Yep.
makes sense. Makes sense that that's how it is. But, you just have to kind of get as much as you can. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. You have to get as much as you can when when you're off. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to try to, and like I try to like just take little naps, but sometimes that doesn't happen and I sleep for like 7 or 8 hours. I'm like, oh, that was a good night's rest. I'm so glad I went to bed last night. And then I gotta go to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be so tired at work tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm regretting it, the whole time. But
Well, I was like, when I worked at the casino, you used to have to work midnights one weekend a month.
yeah.
It was only open 24 hours on weekends.
Oh,
And um that's our smaller casino in Duluth. Anyways, so we would only have to work one weekend a month, midnights. Well, that would screw with your body, you know.
oh
It was
yeah.
hard to do those midnights because you're not used to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Sherry says well worn, stinky picker clothes, big bucks. Yeah, actually I'm gonna put if you don't mind, Nikki, I'm gonna put the link in the group.
What do I care?
Okay.
It's your show.
Well, I know, but I'm just asking you
No, that's
if
fine.
you care. I was
No, I don't
being
want to
like,
talk to anybody but you, Sally.
I was. I'm your biggest fan.
I'm your biggest fan, Sally.
Yeah, all right.
I want you all to myself.
Hello, Mike. How
I
you
willed
doing?
Valerie. I willed Valerie sick so I could have you all to myself. So,
Yeah, right. Um, yeah, so I put the link in the um under that post for running a little late this morning. I put the link to the show in there, so it's kind of hidden a little bit.
is that my?
But nobody can,
I'm sorry.
the crazy card.
Yeah, he has a new whole auction haul video out.
I heard about he told me that he was gonna post something like that.
Hmm.
I I need to go watch it. Sorry, I'm not in the loop right now. I'm on work days, so I'm like, not really watching a whole lot,
No,
but
and
I'll
Tom
catch
Queen
up.
City Picker has a new video out too, sales video.
Who's that?
Tom Queen City Picker.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go watch that too.
you guys should subscribe to him. He's only got like 30 some subscribers.
I think I am subscribed to him. I think I am.
He puts out a sales video every month.
I'm telling you, I seriously need to go through my YouTube and just clean it out because it just gets so buried.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of people that I don't
I
even
don't,
watch.
yeah.
Like that slapped
He
ham,
says,
like that slapped ham channel. What the hell is that?
I don't know. I have no idea. Am I subscribed to you, Fishing and Picking? Well, I am now. And you ain't got nothing on there. What the hell are you talking about? He says, y'all was, oh, well, he did say y'all want to watch my videos. And then he retracted the message. But yeah, I want to go watch that. I'll have to go in and put watch later or something so I remember. Probably. Hank says it's probably private paid videos. I ain't going to your Pornhub videos. That's gross. I don't want to see that shit.
He's such a goofball.
I know. Sherry says, "Lol, page Patreon," and then she says, "Amish girls gone wild."
Amish girls gone wild.
Oh, that's funny.
I got off of here early last night, like 10 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and but I still was up till like 1 o'clock this morning. I was like, son of a bitch. But you know, if I don't stay up till at least midnight, if I go to sleep at like 10 o'clock, I'm up at like 2 o'clock.
I'm thinking that Valerie must have been awake pretty late too.
No. Well, they were still going with the show when I left.
Yeah.
Where they hang out.
Yeah. I mean, and that could kind of take it out of you too, but
Yeah.
you know, and depending on how many listings she got up and how hard she was working, you know, like could definitely take a lot out of her. Plus if she's sick. You were up nearly all. The other Valerie says I was up nearly all night. Blah. I've been up since 9:30.
Quit.
Sorry, I'm yawning. My eyes are getting blurry. Are you doing a
Stop
show
it.
tonight?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh my god, my dog is driving me crazy. I don't
What
know
is he
what his
doing? What is he
issue is.
doing?
Well, he just barked at me. He's driving me nuts. And I've already let him out like 3 times.
Hmm.
And I yell at him to go lay down, and he just sits there and looks at me.
Sounds like you need to get you a gate.
I need to get a new damn dog. Ow! Get down! Ow! Damn it! Hold on!
Okay. Her damn dog. Man. Beating up on her. Yeah, I told Valerie if you feel better in a little bit, um make sure, like if you feel better in a little bit, go ahead and come on in, jump on and or jump in the chat or something. Are you okay?
Yeah, you just scratched the hell out of my leg.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sometimes I just want. Oh, he's lucky I'm not an animal abuser. Now he's sitting over in the living room because I yelled at him. He's sitting over there. Well, he was sitting in the living room looking at me. Now he's back over here again. Go lay down. God.
But Fishing and Pickin says, where do you all look for vintage labels, dates? So, like vintage labels as far as clothing labels? Not really sure what you mean. If there's a label that I'm not sure, what it is, or if it's in another language or something like that, I just try to, Google like certain images, related to that, and like if it has a star or something like that, I'll Google clothing. Oh, like he's trying to date a North Face jacket.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's above my pay grade. I don't know nothing about clothes.
Yeah, as far as dating a North Face jacket, I am really not sure. All I would say is like if you know that, it's in a particular time frame, you can put that time frame in there, like say if you think it's made, between the 70s and 80s, put, 70s style North Face jacket, vintage or something to that effect. And if you don't have that, if you don't have like a site that you're subscribed to that you can get that kind of information, Hank says there are websites like Vintage Fashion Guild's label resources too. Well, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Megan, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Megan.
Mike wants to give you spankings already.
Yeah, the show just got weird. No, I'm just kidding.
There's Valerie.
Well, I was Googling it, but I don't see anything. I don't see anything about North Face.
Hank says maybe like a website like Vintage Fashion Guild's label resource.
Sounds so pathetic, doesn't it? Oh my god, I'm gonna put him outside. I'll be right back.
Okay. You could tell she's super sick of that dog this morning. Hi, Tessa.
Hi. Sorry.
How you doing?
Sure, I was muted there. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
How you doing?
I am good this morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
I've had a pretty busy weekend or week this week too, so
Have you?
I was excited about coming in today, and then you guys weren't up, and I was like, "What happened? What's wrong?"
Yeah. Oh, sometimes stuff happens, you know.
Yeah, it does.
I'm back.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi. That stupid dog. I let him outside. He just stands there. Ooh, is that
That was
you,
me.
Sally?
Yeah.
I see. He just stands outside and looks around, and then he wants to come back in.
Oh my gosh.
And so I let him back in. I've let him out like 3 times in the last like 40 minutes.
There must be something out there like messing with them, like, you know.
Yeah, but it's cold out, so I didn't want to leave him outside. Well, he's
Right.
left outside now. So, and then I just sat down, and now he's barking at something out there. So,
Wow.
like, well, hopefully it's not a skunk, because if it's a skunk, he's going to start living in the garage. No, Willow.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Now the other dog's act.
Wow.
There must be something out there.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
My dogs have gone crazy today. All right. Anyways, sorry. It looks like
It's
your
okay.
pile of games grew. Did it?
No, I don't think so.
No? Oh, maybe not. Okay.
No, and unfortunately, shrunk either. So
Huh?
I said, unfortunately, it hasn't shrunk either.
Well, that's the problem with us, the eBay sellers. Our piles never shrink.
Yeah.
I remember one time we had bought so much stuff. It was like piled floor to ceiling in my dining room. And there's just one little path through my dining room. And literally, I mean, my living room is what, 12? All my rooms are 12 by 12. So my dining room is 12 by 12. And the whole dining room was packed from floor to ceiling. I bought so much stuff. And I actually got through all them boxes and listed everything. And I actually ran out of stuff to list. This was a few years ago. I actually ran out of stuff to list. And I told Gary, I said, I got to go to the auction tonight. And he goes, why? I said, I ran out of stuff to list. He goes, no way. He said, yeah, I couldn't believe it. I've never ran out of stuff to list. And I did that one time. And that was when I was back when I was working and I was actually diligently doing eBay.
Right.
Willow just got in my husband's bag of chips. But yeah, I couldn't. That was like the greatest feeling ever that I actually had to go to the auction because I was running out of stuff to list.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
One day I'll do
Hey,
a
Willow.
video and show you my husband's pile. Because you see my table behind me that's got all my stuff on it, and that's literally everything I have. So I don't have anything else around the house. But there's a table right here to my right that's another 6-foot table that's covered, and the stuff piled underneath of it, and there's a whole other room in there that half the room it's got like 5 plastic shelves, and it's all my husband's.
Wow.
He would rather buy than list. So.
Oh, so he sells on eBay too?
Yeah, he does. He sells mostly like electronics and stuff, but video games, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Mike says, ran out of stuff to list. I can't even imagine that.
I know.
Yeah, me too. There's so much. I really stockpiled it up.
I haven't had that problem since.
Right.
That was back then when I would get a pile of stuff. I'd come home. I wouldn't go back to the auction until that pile was gone.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing right now. I finally had to say, okay, no more buying. You have to sell something before you buy anything else. But we'll see how long that lasts. We did go to the reseller meetup and the Carolina reseller meetup, and we did buy then, but we haven't bought anything besides that. So
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
The
2 days ago.
first we it was a month ago, I guess.
Oh.
The first week in September, and then August we didn't really buy much either. So
Hey Willow, I told you to steal that bag. Little shit.
dogs are like toddlers.
Oh my God, I have never had to work this hard even with my kids.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can put them in a crib and leave them, but
And she's normally a perfect little angel, doesn't do anything wrong, but apparently she's figuring that daddy's chips are hers too, so I have to make sure to throw them away so he doesn't eat them when he gets home.
no,
Let's
I
see,
have a
did he
crazy
piss me
one
off
running
this
around here
morning?
too.
No.
We
Anything I want to have Linton for.
we foster with the rescue,
Oh,
and we have a 65-pound pointer mix, Lucy, that's running around here, and she's crazy. She's enough to test your patience, and she bites to boot. So that's
Oh.
and I love her dearly, absolutely adore her, but she is just, oh my goodness, sometimes she's so hard to deal with. And like, she loves us, so she's good most of the time, but like right now I need to put flea stuff on her, but she's afraid of anything that you like bring to her and try to touch her with, and so she'll bite, and I have to muzzle her to put the flea stuff on her. So, and then to muzzle her, I have to actually like bribe her with pepperoni. And this morning I was trying to get the muzzle on her so I could put the flea stuff on her, and she decided she wasn't going for that, so she would steal the pepperoni and run. So I'm like, okay, I can't put this flea stuff on you. So I gave her all the pepperoni I had, and just like, well, I guess this is just going to be a conditioning thing. We're going to let you, see that the muzzle's nothing scary. But
Yeah.
the other day we put it on her and gave her a bath, so I think she's still mad about that.
fleas, that's where I draw the line. I wouldn't let a dog in my house with fleas. Knowing it has fleas. Oh my God.
Yeah, ours are mostly inside dogs, so we don't really have much of an issue with it. But I think our neighbors, they started letting their grass get really tall, and they never had a dog over there, but the people before them did. And we think maybe their yard kind of got infested, because now all of a sudden we've seen a couple on ours, and I'm like, okay, that's not going to work for me. So I'm just having to keep them treated well. Because normally I don't. Normally I don't have to put a collar on them. I don't have to treat them. We just bathe them regularly, and it's not a problem.
Yeah.
But like I said, right now we've seen one or two on them, and I'm like, yeah, I can't deal with that.
Then when my dogs had fleas, the groomer told me that, because I was like, I think we got ahead of the game with winter, and she goes, no, they just lay dormant, and she said you got to keep them treated for at least a year and a half after the fleas to make sure they're all gone.
I believe it.
Outside and inside.
Yeah. Well, that's what I bought, a spray for the carpets, and which we haven't seen any in the house, so I'm not really overly concerned. But we bought a spray for the carpet that works for like 90 days, and you have to vacuum often because that kills them too. And I think they have like, I want to say they have like a 5-day life cycle or something.
Yeah.
And so like every 5 days you have new eggs hatching. So you have to make sure that you're vacuuming often and throwing their bed in the dryer, because the fleas can't survive the dryer, the heat, or the vacuuming. So
Yeah.
So you just have to be diligent with it. But like I said, we've never had an issue, not until recently. So
Yeah. Well, the problem is I got rid of them all in my house, but the problem is they're out in the yard too.
right.
And what are you gonna do? You know, vacuum your yard. You know.
Well, you can spray it. I've
Yeah.
been told you can get a spray for them, but
Yeah, the best defense is just to keep them treated. I think that's the best thing to do
yeah, probably.
because they don't want us, and they can't fertilize their eggs or whatever if they don't have dog blood. So
Right.
I brought it back. I gotta get some coffee.
all right.
I got my tea. That's all I needed.
I have my Diet Dr. Pepper. Then I kept thinking it was the 25th yesterday. So here it was my niece's birthday at 9 o'clock last night. I texted her. I'm like, I'm sorry. I thought it was the 25th today, not the 26th. It's your birthday. I just didn't realize what day it was today.
Well, at least you followed up with her, right?
Yeah. That's what she said. At least she wished me happy birthday before midnight. So I'll probably take her out to dinner tonight for her birthday.
That's nice.
I said, well, out of all the nephews and nieces, I said I always remember yours because yours is the day before my mom's birthday. So I always know it's her birthday. It's just I had my dates. I know what day it was. Common problem when you work for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you're at home, it's always hard to remember the days.
Mm-hmm.
And lately, we've had so much other stuff going on just that have just messed me up because like my mom's appendix ruptured like a month ago, and so I spent like 2 nights in the hospital with her, and then
Oh boy.
my grandmother passed and we had to go to Kentucky, and my husband took off like 3 days, and like all those things all messed us up. And then of course Labor Day, it's just, I think until like last week my days were all messed up.
Yeah. And eBay's your only job, right? You don't work outside the home.
Yep, this is it.
Yeah. But your husband works outside the home?
He does at the moment. He's a service technician or a mechanic at a Hendrick dealership, Cadillac Chevrolet, and
Yeah.
that's what he does. But he's wanting to quit too, so eventually, that's the goal. So
Yeah, it's a goal for my husband too. He wants to quit hopefully by the end of the year, but I said, well, all you got to do is make the mortgage. I can do everything else.
yeah, that's probably not a bad plan.
Wow. I have a high mortgage. We took on a high mortgage because we bought the house when I worked for FedEx, and of course I was making money hand over fist for them. So we took a high mortgage to pay off faster, which I have the money. I could pay the house off, but the guy who we're buying the house from kind of pissed me off. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm just being stubborn. So
Yeah, we're not making the money yet to be able to do it. So I mean, right now, what I'm making pays for all the extras. So, and this year there's been a lot of extras with my daughter getting married. So like it's bought groceries, it's paid for photographers, it's, paid for some of these trips we've had to take. So I mean, it's definitely done a lot, but
yeah,
yeah, we got to get it up there though, where it covers, everything.
yeah.
Which, like I said, if I could get him to list, mean, we said it recently. He was talking about it. I'm like, I swear, I think we probably have like $20,000 worth of inventory sitting here. But you can't get him to list, and he's a little OCD, so he doesn't really want me to list it either.
No.
He's like, you know, like he's afraid I'm going to let it go for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I know how to do the research.
Yeah, I don't have that problem with my husband because he wants me to list, but he doesn't want to list. And I told him when he quits, his job will be shipping, because that's what that's what my least favorite thing to do is. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, obviously, because it means you're making money, but he's just so much better at it. I mean, it's not that it's hard. It's just, I don't know. I don't mind taking the pictures. I don't mind listing and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Actually,
I'm
not a
tired
bad
this week.
idea because I don't like to ship either.
Yeah.
And he won't list, so that probably will be exactly what I'll be doing
Yeah.
eventually if he gets around to letting me, anyways.
I don't mind shipping, like, you know, if I sell a book or something, throw it in a bubble mailer and send it off, you know. But those kind of days are nice when I just have to throw stuff in bubble mailers and send it off. But I mean, he's good at making boxes. I'm not, you know, he's good at making crates. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, mine is too. My only issue with him, though, doing that is that he has a tendency to spend way too much time on the shipping. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, he's so worried that something's going to get broke on the way that he wants to spend like 30 minutes packing one item. And I'm like, you can't do that. Like, that's not cost effective. You're eating up our time by spending 30 minutes shipping one thing. I mean,
Yeah.
then it's not even worth it to sell that item. So,
Yeah. Sometimes, because my husband is a perfectionist with woodworking. And so when he's got to build a crate or something, it's like, come on, you know. But everything gets there in one piece, so I guess I shouldn't complain. Plus, I like my business the way it is right now because he really has nothing to say about how I do things, and I kind of like that. Do
yeah.
my own thing, you know. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
how
worried
I
that
ended
when
up
he's
with.
home all the time, he's gonna be like hovering or,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
watching
how I
everything I
ended up
do.
with my own eBays because I wanted to be able to do it my way, you know.
Mm-hmm. God, it's so cold this morning.
Yeah, I'm like, do. Ain't got nothing to do. What am I doing? I have 4 things to ship.
Yeah.
And my mailman comes early. Like, he might be here like in an hour. So, like, what am I doing? My shipping manager isn't up yet.
Mm-hmm.
He must have stayed up too late last night.
Well, that's good. The Thrifty Picker says she does her own eBay, but she's trained her daughter as a fill-in if something were to happen to her where she was down for the count.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
Yeah, my youngest son, he knows how to do my eBay, and Brandon knows how to do eBay. They just don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Valerie's feeling under the weather today. Blackberry thistle tea. She's not feeling good.
And how dare you being late?
I know. Well,
Supposed to be here on time.
if it wasn't for me, she'd still be, well, she was in bed when I called her. She's like, is it 8 yet? I'm like, yeah. And there's some of the stuff I don't even know where it's at. I have to look for it a little bit. I just sent my son out to the garage because I took some of my eBay stuff out there. Like, you know, some of the stuff is, it's not going to matter if it's out there or not because it's like toys and stuff. And I just didn't have anywhere else to store it because my son needed room in his bedroom. He's like, Mom, you got to get this eBay crap out of here. Okay. Not my fault y'all decided to move back in.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of having craft rooms like our mothers did, we have eBay rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to have a craft room too.
Yeah, me too. But
That's actually how I got started on eBay. I used to make children's clothes, what they call the boutique community. And I would, make outfits and sell them. So that's how I got started.
Cool.
And then, of course, selling my kids' clothes when they were younger.
Yes, Stephen, Nikki's doing a show tonight.
yeah.
As long as she don't fall and hurt her head.
Yeah. Oh, the show must go on. I can't believe how accepting of the show my husband's being, because he I think it helps that he saw how many people were accepting of the show, because he was like, when I said I was going to start doing a live show, he gives me the old rolling his eyes thing, like, yeah, okay.
You and your imaginary friends again.
Because like when I'd make videos or whatever, so stupid. Just get your work done. Don't worry about making videos, blah blah blah. And it's like, well, if you were more interested in what I do, I wouldn't have to make videos. True. These are my friends, and they're interested in what I'm doing, and you're not. So I like talking to them. Anyways, so and then he was like, and then when I said I was going to be on the morning show. And he's like, well, do you really have time for that? And I'm like, well, I'd be watching it anyways, so why not be on it, And then he'd be like, because he just thought it was just stupid, I don't think he realized that this stuff is as popular as it is. You know what I mean? So anyways, and now ever since it seems like, well, ever since I started that new show and he watched it that night and everybody was so interactive and stuff. Now I think he's kind of understanding it all now. I mean, because he watches his shows on YouTube that he likes, his tool guides and stuff, they're building stuff. Like Mr. Pete 222 or I can't remember the other ones. Anyways, because he watches those guys, but he sees them guys, they have all these, thousands and thousands of subscribers, so they're
Right.
real YouTube stars,
Mm,
And I told him, I says, well, I'm not trying to be a YouTube star. I'm just enjoying visiting with my people, my friends,
yeah.
that do the same thing I do. It's like my water cooler.
Right.
I mean, even then, you have to start somewhere on YouTube. So, I mean,
Mhm.
those guys didn't just start out with 15,000 subscribers.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Anybody that doesn't see like what it takes to make a channel grow, they really have no idea.
Yeah. But then after he saw the auction show, then he was really, really accepting, because he was like, well, these people really actually like you. And I'm like, well, yeah.
Jeez.
Well, why do you think I do it? Like,
Okay, Nikki, give a plug.
a plug.
Yeah.
Oh, for my show?
Yeah. What
My
time
show will be
and
on
all that?
tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time on my channel. You can click on my name or hover over my name, and as soon as I come into the chat here. There you go. I said hi.
That's good. Um, Hank says, mine loves that I have friends on the interwebs. I tend to not have many real life in person friends by choice, but having a group that is into a lot of the same things I am is awesome. And Jennifer says, exactly, Valerie. I started watching and joined the group a couple of days ago, and I have gotten so much listed since then, more than I usually got done in a whole month. Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, because we were just talking about that. Me and Sally were just talking about that before the show started.
Yeah.
That it's like, well, Valerie's been on the camera for quite a bit the last few days, and Sally said, yeah, we try to quit, and everybody wants us to keep going. And I said, well, they like you. I said, now hopefully they're actually getting work done. So that's good to know that you are actually getting work done.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, it's a little bit harder when you're on, I think, anyways, because you don't want to just sit here and not talk.
Yeah.
And focus on everything, but you kind of have to be a little bit, multitasking. And so, so it's a little bit harder to get your stuff done. And you definitely have to make time for that.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of friends in real life either. I moved here from California, and I had a whole lot of real life friends there.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're my Facebook friends.
Yeah.
And really that's pretty much all I really know about them is from Facebook. And it kind of sucks. And I think if I went back and visited, of course, I'd probably have a freaking party, and but there's been so many people that have moved away too. It's like everybody kind of flitters off into their own life, and they're probably thinking the same thing about me.
Well, it's like
So
Facebook has actually ruined personal relationships, because you don't feel like you need to see that person all the time, because you know what's going on in their life because you see it on Facebook. It's kind of like our class reunions. Our class reunions aren't as big as they used to be because of Facebook. I mean, we see what everybody's doing on Facebook every day. So we don't need to get together and see what everybody's been up to, because we know.
Right.
you
Right.
know.
Yeah, it's
So
like you don't
there's
really
not
have
that
any.
sense of, huh? What'd you say?
I was gonna say you don't have really have that much to talk about because you already know everything that they're doing.
Yeah. There's not like that sense of, oh my God, I got to see this person because, you know, you may
Mm-hmm.
never see them again, you know, or whatever, because,
Right.
but, but you're going to see them tomorrow on Facebook. So, you know, what's the big deal? You know?
Right.
I don't have a lot of friends either, honestly. Believe it or not, I, as social as I am, I still don't really have, I have a lot of friends, but not friends that I see all the time, you know.
Right.
Me, I do a lot of stuff with my family. My
Yeah.
family's my friends, you know. Um, that's always been, I was, you know, I married my brother's best friend. So, and I was very close to my brother, so we always did stuff together
Yeah.
and our families, you know. So,
Right. Blackberry Thistle Tea says people in their drama. I ain't got time for that.
exactly. And yeah,
Very true.
like I go out to dinner with my kids or we spend time together and do stuff. So I'm really close to my adult children and they're my friends, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. My kids are my friends too. Yeah.
Yeah, if I go shopping or whatever, my kids usually will come with me if I want them to, or if I go out
Hmm.
to dinner or whatever, my kids are usually there, or nieces and nephews, or if I have a barbecue, that's who comes. I mean, we got the friends like the friends with the steam club and stuff, but
Right.
you
Valerie says her friends are in low places.
know.
Does it last forever?
Pretty much. When freaking stuck everything up in.
Uh-oh. You guys are my friends. But
Is
I
that on
like
mute
it
or
that
something?
way. Yeah, because that's not you know, I don't have to deal with a lot of drama and a lot of bullshit either, you know, with internet friends.
Yep.
I mean, there's some drama on YouTube and I can watch that, but I don't have to be involved in it, you know.
That's right. Oh, well, I
Okay.
mean, and working from home and being a reseller, that can be pretty lonely,
Yeah.
really. So it's nice to have people that you can talk to and people that are like-minded, that's the thing.
Yeah.
We're
I have
all
my friends
doing
that
the same thing, so it just makes it a little easier.
I have my social time at the auction and stuff too. You know, I go to 3 or 4 auctions a week usually in the summertime. And then the wintertime I'm at least two auctions a week. So I mean I see people there that I chit chat with too, you know.
I thought Sally was back, and then I look up and she's
And she
gone.
left.
I guess we were talking. She didn't figure we needed her right that second, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Her kids need her.
Oh, that's what I was saying the other day. I'm telling you, I think the older kids almost need you more than the younger kids do.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's so funny how the younger ones would go and play and occupy themselves and really weren't any trouble, but the big ones are like, I don't know, they just need more hand holding almost, I guess. Sometimes, anyways.
I'm just catching up on the chat.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Oh, Valerie said, that's me too, Nikki. My sister and I married brothers. I know that sounds weird, but we spend a lot of time with family, and it's a huge group of us. Yeah, that's the way we always are. It's just family is their biggest who we hang out with.
Yep.
What is the best way to photo a twin sheet set? Fold or hang up long ways? When I do like fabric and stuff, I like to hang it. I've hung it up.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I was doing a sheet set, you're gonna want to get the print, like if it's got,
Yeah,
any type of picture or anything on it, the print, make sure that they can see that clearly. But then, maybe a picture of the elastic and just to show, like, because if it's really old, sometimes they get that dry rot in the elastic. So maybe show a picture of that. And then any flaws. So,
yeah.
And then I probably would just do a pretty picture of it folded. I don't know that I would try to take a picture of it all out and.
Yeah. Yeah, usually when I do like fabric, I have it folded like long ways and then hang it, and then I show the print close up so that they can see that close up. And then of course if there's any flaws or fraying on the edges or anything like that, and I would imagine sheet sets would do the same.
Yeah.
I've got a whole bag full of like vintage Sesame Street and stuff sheets that I need to get up, but I've had those for about a year now and I haven't done anything with them. And with fabric, I've laid them out on the area rug before and taken pictures just so that they can see that they're not like, well, this is fabric though, so you want them to see that it's not cut up, like chunks aren't cut out of it.
Right. So
But
you
I
can
would
see.
imagine with a sheet set, I mean that's just a given,
Yeah.
But like with fabric, I've laid it out so that they could see that it's one piece, that it's not all cut up, or because that's a major thing with fabric.
Yeah, you're right. Because if you want the yardage, then you want it to be all intact,
Yeah.
from selvage edge to selvage edge.
Yeah. Oh, God, I'm tired this morning. Oh, God.
I'm sitting here trying to go through a bunch of train stuff that I had sitting here, and I thought I would just sell it off as a lot. It was just a basket of trains that I've been collecting for like, I don't even know how long. And then I'm sitting here going through it. I'm like, I don't know. This is like 4 different types of sets. And
Oh, yeah.
Sherry says Sally's telling someone what for, wagging that finger around.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell my son where the stupid truck and police car that I sold this morning is at in the garage. He can't find it.
Uh-oh.
I could probably go out there and find it in just a minute, but I'm trying to do this. Fixing to go wake Brandon's happy ass up.
The thrifty picker said she was going to lay them out on her living room floor, but the dogs want to get in on the action. Oh my God, I know. I know.
I can't do anything like that.
My dogs are always trying to photobomb me all the time. It's
Todd
like, get out
says,
of the picture. You can't be in the picture. Get out of here.
Todd says, good morning, Galactic Garage Sale Gatherers.
Morning, Todd.
Good morning, Todd. I sent you a link to your Facebook. No problem, Valerie. I hope you feel better.
Okay, that sound. Does anybody know where that sound is coming from?
What
What
sound?
sound?
I can't tell if that's like a vibration from something near somebody's.
I just printed a label.
I don't know. I've heard it before. That might be it, I guess. It's really funny because right, I noticed it when you guys one time were talking about Valerie's mouse, and it almost sounds to me like like a mouse is chewing on something.
Oh, it's me then. It's me.
That's Sally.
Yeah, I mean, it's not me per se, but it sounds like a mouse is in my wires. I think it's my fan.
Ah.
Yeah, Margot says it's a hamster on Sally's computer.
Yeah, we always
Okay.
teach Sally
That's
about it.
exactly, yeah, that's what exactly
Her little
what
mouse.
it sounds like.
It really does. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's little teeth just gnawing.
Yeah.
What's up?
I was watching Dusty's chat earlier while we were still on the show, and somebody was telling him to stop taping. Eric was taping a package, and somebody told to stop taping. Couldn't hear.
I saw that. They were like, "That's loud. I can't hear."
Oh, we gotta work. Yeah, I'm
You know
chewing
what?
on the wires.
I've heard that before when Dusty has done that, and when it was quiet, and then all of a sudden he starts taping, and it is really loud. Like his microphone really picks it up.
Yeah, it does.
Well, this was Eric was taping it. Somebody had
Oh,
said.
really?
Yeah. And sometimes, you know, that taping while we're talking, that is kind of annoying. You should probably put yourself on mute if it's that loud, but
I usually do. Unless it's like, you know, one piece here, one piece there.
well, yours isn't that loud though.
No.
It doesn't bother me. That means people are making money, so I like the sound of tape.
Right.
I don't know what Eric said because I was just looking at the chat, so I'm really not sure. That's kind of when I was waiting for my dog, and I wasn't on here.
Probably.
I had went away for a few minutes, so
I
wasn't
just
really
skimmed
watching.
through and caught it, but I wasn't really paying that much attention.
This tape
Margot
dispenser hates
said
my
Sally
guts.
can't even get her tape working.
I know. My tape hates me. And I don't even know why I mess with this thing because I have the gun that Jason sent me. Piece of crap.
You know, I wish that Post-it tape, that what is it called, the stuff you can buy at the post office, what is that brand, Post-it or something it's called? Anyway,
I think
that is the most awesome You get it cheaper than you do at the post office.
Isn't that like Chew M or something? Like it's
No,
called.
it's like Post-it or something. It's called.
Hmm.
Anyways, it's Post something. It's called. Anyways, it's like the best tape ever. It's really thick. When you're doing the tape dispenser that it's on, it doesn't make a lot of noise. It's just I love that tape. And then if it goes back onto it, stick to itself, you can get it off easy. It's like the best tape ever, but it's so expensive. It's like $3.29 for a roll of it at the post office. It's really expensive. And we're talking just a little tiny roll,
Wow.
not a big roll.
Well, I guess you got to pay up for the good stuff.
Yeah, it's really good tape. I really like it, but yeah, it's just too damn expensive for as much as I use it. But occasionally, if I like see, oh shit, I didn't tape this, or if my label looks like it's kind of, I don't know, not really sticking the best or something, I'll grab a roll of it at the post office sometimes, and God, I just love it.
Yeah.
God, I wish it would warm up in this house. God, it's cold this morning.
Yeah, it is. I'm not complaining at all, though. I was so happy to be able to come home and put a sweater on
Yeah.
and my leggings.
Are you wearing a sweatshirt,
No.
or is it an actual sweater?
Uh,
Looks like a sweatshirt to me.
I'm not telling you, dang it, Nikki. I'm
My
not going to
kids
tell
call
you.
my kids call them sweaters too. I'm like, they're not sweaters.
This is actually it's a sweatshirt.
You laugh because you know I'm right.
I know. I don't want you to be right though.
That is a constant argument between me and my kids. I'm just like, it's not a sweater, it's a sweatshirt.
That's funny.
I think we just like to irritate each other. I mean, it really doesn't matter what
Oh
you call
yeah.
it. We just
Oh
like
yeah.
to irritate each other.
Me and my kids do that to each other too.
We all ordered new Minneapolis sweatshirts, hoodies. I can't wait till it comes. There's
Cool.
nothing like a new hoodie.
Oh yeah.
I just love new hoodies. And they're really nice looking. They're black and they've got the Minneapolis logo on it. They're really nice.
Hmm.
Minneapolis is a brand of like steam engine.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Dang it. Taped my tape to the coffee cup. So what did you do yesterday, Nikki?
What did I do yesterday? I listed something.
Oh,
Like
after you got done with running for your daughter.
What did I do yesterday?
You ran clothes to your daughter for her test
Yeah.
at work.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to run her scrubs in the town yesterday. And then that's pretty much it. We came home, me and my husband. Oh, I had my debacle at Quick Trip.
What'd you do?
Oh my God. I was so angry, Sally.
Why?
I
What
can't even
happened?
tell you. I was so angry. I was crying. I was so angry.
What the hell?
And I don't cry.
What'd they do?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Sounds like somebody's driving up my driveway. I'll be right back.
Yep. Well, it sounds bad, whatever it was.
I guess maybe she doesn't get very many visitors.
Mm-mm.
Tough when you're in prison.
Yeah, she got me all excited, Margot, and then she left.
Just kidding. Can y'all hear me?
Hey, what are you doing,
Yes.
Todd?
I was fixing to ask what it was you were saying. Sounded like you said something about
Can
California.
you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. You're loud. Too loud. Turn it down.
That was
Hurting my ears. What finger did you just give me, Todd?
I pieced you out, man.
I'm just kidding. I knew
Get my eyes on you.
that.
oh my goodness.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
So I went to Quick Trip yesterday, and I had to have gas. I didn't realize that my gas was as low as it was. And so I went to this gas to get gas. And now, little backstory, I've gone to this gas station probably almost every single day since it's been opened, over a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And I went there. I went to, and no gas station in town is prepay.
Okay.
Well, anyways, I went to this gas station. I am like directly in front of the window of where the cashier's at.
Mm-hmm.
And I turn the pump on, and it won't go. And I
Right.
had to stand there for almost 5 minutes waiting for him to turn the pump on in the store.
Okay.
So I go in after waving my hands in the air, everything else, and he looked right at me, so I knew he saw me.
Right.
So I go in there. I said, "Can you turn the pump on?" And I'm angry at this point
Right.
because, first of all, my knee and my hip were bothering me really bad yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was physically hard to go walk into that gas station and then walk back out and then have to walk back in again to pay, you know.
Right.
So anyways, I walk in there. I said, "You want to turn the pump on?" And he goes, "Just a minute, ma'am." I said, "Just turn the fucking pump on."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "After you prepay or use a credit card." And I was like, "What?"
So it is prepaid now?
No. They told me, and then he goes, "Well, I have to be able to come out and see your license plate before I can turn the pump on."
What?
I said, "Since when?" So, and everybody in that gas station pumped their gas and went in. Nobody had to wait or have him come out. And I was directly in front of the window. Well, anyways, I said, "Oh, forget it." I said, "Stick your gas up your ass." And I left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then as I'm walking away, I was like, "Oh no, I'm going to talk to the manager. This is bullshit." So I went out and I went back in and talked to the manager, and he completely agreed with the cashier. He goes, "Well, we've had a lot of drive-offs, so we're not." I told them if they can't see the license plate or whatever, not to let you pump gas. I said, "What about the people way over there pumping gas? You can't tell me he sees their license plate."
Right.
I'm right directly in front of the goddamn window. And I went off on this manager, and he still continued to back him up. I was like, "That is just bullshit." And I said, "And a matter of fact," I said, "I'm handicapped. I had to walk in here. Now I got to walk back out to my car, and then you expect me to walk back in here to pay?"
Yeah.
To wait till all the people were done being rung up, and then he was going to walk out, write down my license plate number, and then walk back in the store, and then I could pump my gas. And the manager completely backed him up. And he goes, "Well, ma'am, your car looks suspicious." I said, "How does my car look suspicious?"
Wow.
So anyway, then I was swearing at the guy. I mean, I was swearing at the guy. I was just pissed.
I would have
And I was
called the
so
corporate
worked
number.
up. Well, I did after I left. I said, "You know what? Stick your gas up your ass. I'm leaving," you know. And I left, and I said, "I won't ever be back again." And I spend a lot of money in that store.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was so upset. I called my husband. I said, "Don't ever spend another goddamn cent of our money at Quick Trip." and he
Mhm.
loves Quick Trip, so this would be a horrible thing for him. But anyways, I ended up, he told me to call corporate. I ended up calling corporate, and they agreed with me. That was total bullshit. So they're going to have a talk with that manager.
Yeah, because you can't say this car needs to be monitored and not this car. Or either you do it full force and it actually it'll have nothing to do with the station.
Yeah.
Like corporate will decide that that station is now prepay.
Yeah.
And so all of their their alarms will come on,
Yeah.
or they won't even have an option to turn the pump on
Yeah.
until they pay for it.
And I understand that. I mean, there's lots of gas stations all over the United States that are that way. But not one gas station in Superior, Wisconsin is that way.
Right.
I don't even think there's a gas station in Duluth that is that way. And
that's
I was
exactly
just
how
there.
it is here.
I was just there a few days before that at night in the same vehicle, and I pumped my gas, no problem.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, there was even an old guy that was next to me pumping his gas, and he got in his vehicle and drove up to the gas station and then walked in after pumping his gas. And nobody even came out and did anything, I mean, it's just, I was so mad. And all the people that were pumping gas, they all went in and paid because I saw them all standing in line when I went in there. So, I mean, he let everybody else in the gas station pump their gas. I was directly in front of his window, and he wouldn't let me pump the gas.
Yeah.
I was angry. Oh, I was so mad.
I would have told corporate, hey, these people are being racist against me.
Yeah. Oh, I was so angry. And like I told the guy in corporate, I told the manager too, I said, what's so suspicious about me and my car? I drive a white Suzuki Verona, and obviously I told corporate, I said, I drive a white Suzuki Verona. I am a 43-year-old handicapped woman who, I mean, I fudged a little bit. I mean, I'm really not that handicapped, but I said, I'm a 43-year-old handicapped woman. I do not look suspicious at all.
But you know what? Yeah, I mean, it has nothing to do with the handicap thing.
Yeah.
Really, it doesn't. I mean, if you're handicapped, then really, they should I mean, what we've done in the past is like if somebody doesn't have legs and they still have a vehicle that they can drive, they will come up to the window. We know their vehicle.
Yeah.
They'll pull up to a pump. We'll turn it on for them.
Yeah.
Or we'll turn it on and then we'll go out and pump their gas and take their money and take it back inside. I mean, there's situations for that. But like the whole thing with having, because they're having a lot of drive-offs, and corporate's noticing that and saying, well, then you need to take care of this. Then they're eventually gonna have to go to prepay only.
Yeah,
they are.
And I understand that, and I understand if everybody was prepay, if all the pumps were prepay or credit card. I understand that, and I would understand if that was a new rule. But my thing is that Joe Blow, who was way across the driveway, probably almost a half a block away from that guy's window, got to pump his gas.
Yeah, you can't just pick and choose.
But me sitting right in front of his damn window, and I couldn't pump my gas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't just pick and choose which ones you want.
If I had nails in my mouth, I would have spit them. I was ready to spit nails. I was so mad. Oh. I was swearing at the guy and everything, and I don't normally act like that in public, but oh my God, I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was just screaming. And the thing was, is at the beginning when he said, you have to wait, ma'am. And I was like, just turn the pump on. He goes, no, you have to wait. You're suspicious. I have to wait. You have to wait until I can come out and look at your car. Right in front of God and everybody telling me that I have to wait to pump my gas because I'm suspicious. In front of God and everybody made me look like I'm a criminal.
Right.
Like what
Right.
if I would have saw that, I would have thought, oh, there's somebody that probably drove off before or wrote a bad check or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would
Right.
have thought of that person if they would have said that in front of me about somebody. I would have just assumed that yeah, that's a criminal. They've drove off before, or they've shoplifted or something. And so what was that store full of people thinking of me? They were probably thinking the same thing. But I told corporate, I said, you'll be lucky if I even spend another dime at Quick Trip. Well, I had to go to the next Quick Trip in line because I was worried I was going to run out of gas before I got to Holiday. Is that you again?
Yes, it is.
Wow, way to go. But yeah, I was ready to
Seriously.
spit fire, boy. I was so mad. Ooh.
Oh, I
Like I
bet.
said, I was literally tearing up. I was so mad. And
Yeah, that pissed me
embarrassed.
off.
I was embarrassed, you know.
Yeah.
I had never been treated so badly in my life. I couldn't believe it. And then the manager stuck up for him. I was like, no. Because even at first it was like, to me, you know, this is a guy that misunderstood the rules. You know,
Right.
maybe taking the rules a little too far or whatever. He might be a new person. I mean, I would have understood that if the manager said, oh, I'm sorry, he's new, probably took the rules a little too far. Well, I
No,
would have understood that.
it
But
sounds
no, he
like the
completely,
manager had everything to do with
the
it.
manager completely downgraded me too. And I was so mad because, like I said, I'm not a criminal. I'm not a suspicious person. You know, you know, I mean, I probably make more money. I probably make more money than the damn manager does. And they're gonna sit
Right.
there and tell me that I can't pump my gas. Screw you.
Yeah.
Oh, I was mad. Woo.
Oh, I bet.
I should have my videotape going.
Should have.
I was over for like pat downs by the TSA, and I'm like, you guys are so off your game if you're like profiling, because I'm the least person to worry about. Like, I'm not gonna bomb anybody. Like, I didn't even smuggle Skittles in. Like, come on now.
It's like profiling to save that, though.
Oh,
Is that a thing? Smuggling Skittles?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I got on the horn with corporate, and I said, this is not the way Quick Trip's supposed to be. I said, and the only reason why I go to Quick Trip now is because I can get my potatoes, eggs, butter, and stuff cheaper and get my gas all in one place. I said, but you know what? It doesn't matter to me. I can go back to go shopping at Aldi's and Walmart and pumping my gas at Holiday. No big deal. I've got time. I can do it. I don't have to shop at Quick Trip.
I go through the NTS lines and they look at me and go, oh, hurry up, go on.
Well, that's the thing. I go to an airport, yeah, and they're like that with me. Oh, just move along. You're fine. You know, they don't even look twice at me. But my local gas station that I go to almost every day thinks I look suspicious. I mean, even the car I drove didn't even look suspicious. It's the white Suzuki Verona. I mean, are there a lot of crimes committed with those little bitty cars? You know, it's just.
And sometimes you got to give the folks a little bit of, I mean, not to defend what they did with you, but you never know when they just had a drive off, you know. So.
Well, that's and like I said, I understand all that.
Yeah.
And if it's and if it's a gas station that gets a lot of drive off, I would understand if they put prepay on it. But my thing is everybody that was pumping gas walked in there to pay for their gas afterwards, after they pumped it. I was directly in front of the window and I was not allowed to pump my gas. That's what irritated me. because I understand the whole prepay at the pump. I understand that, but it's annoying. But you live with it. But like I said, there's no gas station in Superior, Wisconsin that makes you prepay. First of all, and second of all, nobody else at that gas station had to prepay. There was no signs or anything, nothing. The manager said he told me over the intercom to come in and pay, that the cashier did. And I never heard him say that. I never heard anything come over the intercom. But it's a high traffic area. So, I mean, how would we hear it with all the traffic going by? You know? But yeah. We'll see if I ever go to Quick Trip again.
Yeah.
Depends on what kind of coupons they give me when they call me, but when customer service calls me back. Because they make a report of it and then somebody calls you back and tries to smooth stuff over, you know. I was so mad yesterday. If they would have given me a year's free gas, I still wouldn't have taken it, probably. That's how mad I was. And you guys see how much I drive. I use a lot of gas.
Yeah, I think I probably would have used a year's worth of free gas. That's a lot of money.
Oh, I was so angry. I think I probably would have told them to stick that up their ass, too.
Take this gas and shove it up here.
Well, that would be so nice. In New Jersey, you don't have to pump your own gas. In Oregon, you don't have to either. It's a law that they do it themselves, or that the gas station does it. That would be so sweet. Valerie says, "Night, Nikki. After your Walmart Meow episode, you became known as the female cat burglar." Meow. There used to be this smaller gas station in Superior, and you had to pay, I think it was either 1 or 2 cents more per gallon, but it was full service. And I loved going there. I'd go there, they'd check my oil, they'd pump my gas. If my tire looked a little low, he'd tell me to pull over to the air, and he'd put air in my tire. I was spoiled by that gas station. And now there's no full service gas stations anymore.
I was traveling with my husband, and he had never been to a full service gas station before ever. It was 10 minutes. I realized they had phased out, but I didn't realize it had been like, so crazy. I am so over clothes today. I don't want to list one more. That's all I've got to list today.
One of Scott's recent videos, I think he was saying New Jersey had a law where every station is full service.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Is it more of a northern thing?
Huh?
Is it a northern thing to have full service gas station?
I don't know.
We used to have full service. We don't have full service gas stations anymore, though.
We have them, but I'm not willing to pay the 10 cents extra a gallon just to have full service. Whatever it is. I know it's a lot more.
Yeah, see, our full service gas station, I think it was only like 1 or 2 cents more per gallon. And that was okay with me to pay if they were giving me full service.
Yeah, one of the things I miss the most about old gas stations is just rolling up and checking the air in the tires. Now you got to shove $1.50 in their machine, which may or may not work.
I like those. They used to have those armor gas stations where you could just put cash in the pump and pump your gas.
I sold these Hess items.
Oh, we found them, huh?
Yeah. It took me like 2 seconds. And I didn't even know where they were. But it's funny because the guy messaged me about these and he goes, I didn't actually buy these. My 9-year-old grandson did.
Oh.
And I said, well, he's got great taste. And I said, if you don't want them, you don't have to pay for them or whatever. And he's like, no, that's fine. I just need to wait till Wednesday to pay for them. I was like, okay.
How much did you get for them? Can I ask?
I don't think I got a whole lot, but I found them in the dumpster, so it's not a biggie. Let's see. Altogether, I got $14.50 for them.
Oh.
But I probably could have got more, but
I think you could have.
Yeah. Well, I tried for a while.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
And maybe it just wasn't the right time for them.
Oh, you just sold them.
Yep. I didn't pay nothing.
Oh yeah, I boycotted those self-service checkouts for a long time, and normally if there's a cashier, I normally, like the other night when I was at Walmart with the Meow episode, the only reason why I went to a self-checkout was because that's all they had open. But if they have anything other than self-checkout open, yeah, I go to the cashier because first of all, I don't want to see the cashiers lose their jobs.
Yeah.
First of all, and it's just one more thing that we're going to lose jobs to machines, you know.
Yeah.
And second of all, yeah, I mean, are they going to give me a discount on my stuff I'm buying because I'm doing all the work? No. So why should I?
Right.
All right, I got to go make a run to the salvage yard and dump off some old computers and TVs and stuff.
Oh boy.
I'll be back.
Fun.
Huh?
All right, have fun.
Yeah.
We'll see you when you get back.
We'll see you later.
Get it out of my pile of crap. I mean, I got stuff that's piling up. All right. I'll probably, I don't know. Y'all going to go a long time today?
I don't know. I got to work tonight, so probably not too much longer.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're still on when I get back.
Okay. Just check on us.
I'll leave it going.
Okay.
Otherwise, come back and see my show tonight.
How did last night go? How did last night listing go?
I'm assuming it went fine. I wasn't really on that much.
Yeah, I was neither. I was on only until like, I think I was on till about 5. And then I got off and went and had dinner and I went to bed. So I had to work last night.
Have you slept yet?
No.
Goodness me.
No, I won't sleep until probably noon or 1 o'clock. I'm just trying to get this stuff wrapped up and then I'm gonna try and list a little bit.
Well, that whole prepay thing and stuff, I mean, that's just one more example of the criminals are making life so much harder for those of us that aren't criminals.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. You know, like it was amazing to me whenever I came here from California and nothing was prepay already,
Yeah.
because everything had already been prepaid there for like, 5 or 6 years.
Shit, most of your cashiers over there are behind bars, aren't they? Behind glass.
Oh, well, no. Not in the town that we lived in.
Mm.
I mean, if you go to bigger cities like in LA and stuff like that,
yeah,
you'll find that. But the town that we lived in, I mean, it was pretty populated, but at the same time, like, it was like once a week they found a dead body, or once a week it was like a kidnapping, or and then it just got to be more and more. It seemed like, and we kind of evolved with that. Well, not really evolved with that, but like, we grew up with seeing how you could have barely any crime, and then having a lot more, and then coming here and then there's none. I mean, the most that you see in the papers here is really the big thing is drunk driving or driving under the influence. That's really what you see mostly here. How am I gonna pick that? And so now, it's like, but probably when I was about 15, they changed over to and it seemed like it was all at one time, like everybody changed over to prepay only. And that's just how it is, and that's how it's supposed to be, really. Like, as far as like per gas station, the corporate's supposed to say, okay, there's too many drive-offs, there's too much fuel theft, and so they, to correct that, that's what they put in place, is prepay only. And and so really that's corporate's downfall. If they're having too much fuel theft, then they should have already went prepay only. But you can't just pick and choose. That's, to me, that's like asking for a lawsuit.
Like I said, there was a lot more people there that looked a hell of a lot more suspicious than me that were pumping their gas.
Yeah.
It was right in front of the window, whereas these other people were like almost half a block away, and they were still being able to pump their gas without any problems. So,
Right.
And I don't like putting my credit card. Well, first of all, I don't like using my credit card. And second of all, I don't like using my debit card for stuff like that. Because first of all, I don't like using my debit card in the pumps. Because I've heard of so many horror stories of people getting their information taken.
Yeah, you just have to make sure that there's not a device on there.
But But that's my choice. I shouldn't have to do that, you know,
Right. Right.
especially at a non-prepay gas station, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't have been so pissed off if everybody had to prepay.
Right.
It was that they made me look like an idiot in front of God and everybody, telling me that I looked suspicious and I had to prepay, and
Yeah. To me.
just made me. I was embarrassed. I know a lot of people in these towns, and my dad is very well known, and my family is very well known around here, and my husband's family is very well known around here. And so I didn't look, but chances are I might have known somebody in that gas station.
Right.
And for them to embarrass me like that, I mean, that was terrible.
Yeah.
You know, it was embarrassing. That was the biggest thing. And I can't believe that I went off on that manager like I did, but oh, I was so mad.
Well, it sounded like you
I
pretty
usually
much
don't.
deserved it.
I don't usually swear at people and stuff like that, especially in public, but oh my God, I really went off on this guy. And I also don't swear in public thinking, well, what if there's, somebody who's offended or kids around or something like that, but I was really, really offended. And I was so upset.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to get me really pissed off. But when I'm treated poorly, I mean, like that poorly, yeah.
Yeah.
And plus I was in pain. I mean, like I said, yesterday was a really bad day for my hip and my knee, and I was in a lot of pain, and it just added to it,
Right.
I mean, that's not their fault that I was in pain, but it's their fault that they treated me so poorly.
Yeah.
And I went to the next quick trip because, like I said, I wasn't sure how much gas I had in my car, and I was worried about it because my speedometer's off, so gauge is off or not, And so I didn't want to take a chance of running out of gas. So I went to the next quick trip, which was just a few blocks away. And I was telling them about it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, ma'am, you would never have that here. We would never do that." And they can't see any of the pumps.
Yeah.
The way their store is situated, they can't see any of the pumps from their window.
Right.
They have cameras, of course. And that's the thing. They have cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, obviously, and I see the cameras. They're those cameras that scan, and they go and they focus on a car. I mean, so they would have been clear as day. I would have been recorded at some point on that camera.
Yeah.
And it's not like the old time cameras where it was a blurry figure, They would have been able to see my face.
I don't get it.
Yeah. So,
I'll be right back.
Okay. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I'm so angry.
Talk about like customer service. Like there's so many ways to ask you to just hold on a minute or just be kind.
Yeah.
There's no need.
Well, he did tell me to hold on a minute, but I was like, why should I have to hold on? Just turn on the pump. And
Right.
then when he told me that I was suspicious in front of everybody, that really set me off.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I mean, you've seen me. I'm not suspicious looking.
No.
I'm a fat, handicapped 43-year-old woman. I am not suspicious. I can't even run anymore with my bad knee, If the zombies come out after us, I'm screwed.
I'll run with you then.
Huh?
I'll run with you.
Yeah.
Are you guys still getting cold weather?
Yeah, it's kind of chilly today. It's probably about 50 degrees out today right now. Hi. What's your name?
Say hi. This is Jessica. Say hi.
Hi, Jessica.
And this is why I don't use Quick Trip, Nikki.
Oh,
Jim hates Quick Trip.
yeah.
And we got a new one getting built in town here. I mean, the only good thing about them is they have the free ATM, or it doesn't cost you any money.
Yeah.
Other than that, we probably would never go in one. Because you ever notice, like, a lot of people that work at Quick Trips are just sort of dorks. I don't want to say anything.
No, I
worse.
think it's the customers.
Now,
Easy,
see, I
Nikki does
like
like
Quick Trip service. I mean, I really like their service normally. Normally, I go in there and I'm greeted, and the cashiers are all very friendly, got a smile on their face. They actually look like they're treated pretty decent for working at a gas station. And I do like Quick Trip service, and that's why I was so upset, because I had never been treated less than at a Quick Trip, and I just
I'm always skeptical of a place where you got to buy your milk in a bag and buy a special pitcher to pour it.
Well, it's every time I go to a Quick Trip, I'm in line. When I get there, the cashier's crabby. Now, I don't. Granted, I don't go to the Quick Trips in your area, Nikki. But I mean, I'm like, why do I go in this place? And I'm like, why is this parking lot full of people? I'm like, I'm out of here. I will avoid one.
Yes, they are packed.
I will look for.
I mean, anytime you go to one, they are totally
and maybe
packed.
it's because they have so much. They're so busy that's why the people are crabby. But unless I can just go quick slide my credit card in and get the hell out of there, I really don't want to go inside that building.
Now, see, I have never, other than this, I've never been treated poorly at a Quick Trip. I like Quick Trip service, but I won't ever step foot in this Quick Trip again, ever.
No.
Other Quick Trips, maybe, but not the one that I went to yesterday. Never.
I hope they're listening.
I mean,
I hope Quick Trip I hope Quick Trip Corporate right now is listening to this YouTube video.
Did you tell her we have a big one coming to our town?
Yeah, they're building a really big one here right in downtown.
And I'm not going to go in it. I have no interest in going.
Well, other than the free ATM. They have a free ATM.
Yeah, they have free ATM. I'll use that. But other than that, they're useless.
Well, just for an example of how they know me at this Quick Trip, I used to stop in there every morning because they would have soup on, and I like their macaroni and cheese. And I would stop in there every morning, or not every morning, every Tuesday, because they had it on sale every Tuesday. The soup was on sale and the macaroni and cheese was on sale. And every Tuesday I would stop in there for either macaroni and cheese or the goulash. But I really like the goulash, the beef noodle stuff. And they never had the beef noodle on. And so the cashier always made sure that there was beef noodle on when I stopped in the morning for soup.
Yeah.
That's how well they know me at that store.
Yeah.
They made sure to have something on for me when I went in there every Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. And they've only been there a year and a half. And this Quick Trip is the one that's...
Did you know the nighttime manager or no?
No, I didn't. I never saw this manager before.
Oh.
Probably like
but yeah, I was pissed.
I mean, what if you'd have been a person of color? I mean, how do you get around? If I was,
oh my God, yes. If you were like person of color or minority,
I mean, they have cops there deciding whether or not that place was going to stay open.
Yeah. Yeah, I was ticked. I felt very, very discriminated against.
Your employees decide who's quote unquote sketchy, and then have them tell the customer that to their face, that they look suspicious. I mean, why were you suspicious? Because you're a woman? Because you're handicapped?
Well, then when I said the handicap thing, he goes, "Well, we didn't see that you had a handicap placard in your window."
But you're not supposed to drive your window. You're supposed to only put them on when you're parking.
Exactly. And because when I said I'm handicapped, I was parked in the handicap spot in the store. And after I drove back up, and he goes, "Well, we didn't see your handicap placard." And it's like, you don't have to see my handicap placard to know. You let everybody else in this damn gas station pump their gas but me.
Nikki, you should call. Did you call corporate?
I did call corporate.
I mean, they should fix this with that manager. I mean, they got a bad hire there.
Yeah, well, that's what they said, that they're going to have a discussion with him, because they even agreed that I was treated poorly. So, like I said, when they call me back, because they put a report in, and then a specialist or whatever you call it calls you back. And depending on what they give me will determine whether I go back to Quick Trip or not. Any Quick Trip.
They should give you a year's worth of gasoline, and a car that's not a Suzuki, so it doesn't look sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, why does a Suzuki Verona look sketchy? I don't understand that.
I don't know.
I mean,
were you like doing Tokyo Drift when you pulled into the gas station?
No, that's the thing. You know, I mean, and it wasn't even like a piece of crap car. It's a decent car. You know, it's a used car, but it's a decent car. There's not like a bunch of rust and stuff on it, and not that those people should be discriminated against either. I'm not saying that. But I mean, it wasn't suspicious looking. It didn't look like a criminal's car, you know. I mean,
At one time, and it's just to make me think, I was profiled by being pulled over by the cops. Me and Jim were doing this landscaping job, and I had this old 1991 truck that the muffler was off of it, so it was loud, and it was kind of rusty and stuff. It looked like something a high school kid would drive. We're driving back to town. We're all dirty and sweaty and stuff. Cops behind me put their lights on. I'm like, what the hell? So he comes up. He goes, yeah, you rolled the stop sign. You didn't do a complete stop. So, of course, Jim starts arguing with me. You didn't do a complete stop. I'm like, I thought I did a complete stop. I mean, I guess complete enough. There was nobody around. Well, I know why he pulled us over. He had that little technicality. I think he thought we were like a pair of high school kids. He was going to bust our chops a little bit. And then when he saw we're like some old 35-year-old and a 40-year-old, you know, arguing in the truck, he's like, oh, okay, yeah, well, okay, just go on now.
yeah. To drive that blue Ford pickup truck, and I love that truck, but I would get stopped in West Duluth like constantly with it. And I was like, one day I asked the cop, I said, you know, I said, other vehicles that I drive, I never get stopped.
Yeah.
And they always come up with some stupid excuse. Oh, well, you had something on the dashboard that might be hindering your view. That's why I pulled you over. Really clear across the dashboard. I have that little piece of paper on my dash. You know, I mean, it would just be stupid excuses. Anyways, it wasn't like speeding or you swerved over the line. We thought maybe you might be drunk or tired. Oh, bullshit, you know? And so, I mean, it was all these stupid excuses why I'd get pulled over. And one day I asked this cop, I said, you guys come up with the stupidest reasons why. And I told him, I said, I don't mean any disrespect, but I would like an answer. I says, you guys come up with the stupidest excuses why you guys pull me over constantly. I says, I've been pulled over more times since I've been driving this truck than any other vehicle I've ever driven. I said, I don't understand it. Is it because it's an old truck or what? And he goes, honestly, ma'am, the person that used to drive this truck is well known as a drunk driver. The person that I bought that truck from was a drunk driver. And he was continuously getting an old guy that was continuously getting pulled over because he was drunk. And that's why they would always pull me over, because they thought it was still his truck. They didn't look at the license plate. They just knew the truck, you know? And and I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, well, you want to go.
That kind of makes sense.
I was like, you want to go and put it on the cork board at work that I now own the truck and he is not driving it anymore.
Yeah.
Well, put the word out, please, because I'm really getting tired of being pulled over.
Yeah, that happens here because you'll have like habitual drunk drivers that live in, because you got a lot of people that drink up here. But anyway, that's what they do. They'll watch. They know those people's vehicles, so they'll pull up any minor thing. Yeah.
I used to drink coffee in the morning with a bunch of guys, but a couple of them were cops. One of them was a state trooper. And every once in a while, we'd be in the middle of coffee, and old Denny, he'd put his hat on, stand up, and set down his pipe. He says, "I'll be back, boys. I got work to do." He'd go out there. He spotted a guy driving by that he knew was suspended.
Yeah.
So they will get you. If you're suspended, don't drive. Do yourself a favor. They will get you.
Yeah. And I mean, even in Duluth, where there's like 90,000 people, I mean, we still get, they still know who's who, you know?
You think, they're not going to notice that one vehicle and all these vehicles. This is all these people, because it's men and women. This is all these folks do all day long. It's their job. Trust me.
Yeah.
Recognize your vehicle. You're going to get caught.
Yeah.
Don't drink and drive in the first place. And if you're going to drink and drive and get caught, don't drive suspended.
Yep.
Hank says, Nikki, you ought to put new truck owner, not the drunk guy, on the side of the truck. Spray paint that.
I don't drive the truck anymore now. It's broke down. I've parted most of it out. But yeah, oh, I used to get so frustrated that every time I drive to in West Duluth, I'd be pulled over darn near. It just, oh, it was so frustrating. Well, then there's this kid that is my daughter's best friend. He was driving an Impala, a Chevy Impala, very nice white Chevy Impala. And he was continuously, all the time, getting pulled over in Duluth. And he's like, and he had been pulled over like 9 times in a month, and for stupid excuses. And well, there's a car club in town that's Impalas, and it's the majority of them are black people. Well, they were profiling him as one of these people, you know, and they were pulling him over. And I told him, I said, change cars. I bet you don't get pulled over anymore. And sure enough, he bought a new car. He hasn't been pulled over since. And that was like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I said, it's because there's a car club in town, Impalas, and they're all black people. I said, they're profiling you because of your car. And sure enough, he bought a new vehicle and never had that problem again. I hate to say it. I mean, that's discrimination. I don't agree with it, but I figured that was what it was, because one of the people that are in the car club is a friend of ours, and he's not a criminal, and most of them aren't criminals. They're just black people that driving Impalas, and they put all the neat stickers on them. They're all nice and shined up, beautiful. They got the spinners and all that other stuff, and I mean, but they constantly pull those people over.
I just ask them every time I got pulled over, are you pulling me over because you thought I was black? I think they would probably sit down.
Well, I was pulled over one day. I was driving. Well, I was waiting for my daughter, and we had to take the car. This was about a month ago. We had to take the Malibu to the body shop to get an estimate for it. And I was in this neighborhood. I was waiting for her. She had ran to Walmart. And so I was waiting for her, and she was taking her sweet old time. She never hurries about anything. And so I was driving around, and then I'd stop and I'd watch a little YouTube alongside the road. And then all of a sudden, well, the hornets are really bad right now, and I don't have air conditioning in my Verona. So I would move along and start driving again because I didn't want hornets in my car. And there was this one cop that was driving around that neighborhood, these few neighborhoods, and I was driving around the same time. And he ended up pulling me over, saying that I looked suspicious how I was driving around. And I said, and I told him the story, and he laughed, and he said, well, I didn't know what was going on. He goes, it's actually illegal for you to be driving around like that because it's called cruising.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to be driving around in neighborhoods that you don't belong.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, we're in a small town, little or no crime, so the cops have nothing to do. But I had this cop sitting out in front of my house for about 3 days in a row. I mean, you're going to notice it's an unmarked sheriff's cruiser. I can see the radar gun and stuff on his dashboard. It's unmarked. I mean, I can tell it's a cop. Day 3, I'm like, I'm sick of this. I just walk up to the car, and the guy sits up real straight in his seat, because I'm walking right up to the car. And I'm like, can I help you with something? Is there some reason you're sitting in front of my house? I'm just observing. I'm like, well, can I ask what you're observing? Oh, that's confidential. I'm like, okay, so you're going to sit here every day in front of my house watching me for something, and I'm not doing anything, so I'm kind of wondering. He goes, well, your name's Carrie, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, we're looking for the whereabouts. What was the name? I can't remember. The guy who owned the dirty video store.
I don't know, but he had the same last name.
Yeah, he had the same. I can't remember his first name. He had the same last name as me. He had a video store that rented, adult movies and stuff. He was kind of a shady character. Well, anyway, he had my same last name, and the cop tells me, "Well, that's why we're looking for him. So we figured you would know him because you're related to him because you got the same last name." I'm like, "Well, I don't know the guy. It's a coincidence. If you look in the Chicago phone book, there's a lot of Carries. So yeah, spread out all across the country. So." I'm not the only one. I'm not no relation to the guy whatsoever. The guy's like, well, okay, I'll make a note of it. And I never saw him again. But it's just funny. I mean, they're spending this money having this cop camp out at my house for days. It was just hilarious.
Yeah. That is funny.
Well, I guess it's not hilarious for the taxpayer, but it's hilarious.
No. And that's the thing. I mean, did that cop? I mean, obviously, there's not enough crime in town for this cop to be pulling me over for cruising. I mean, obviously, they have way too much time on their hands.
Well, that's like something they pull kids over for. You know, like in our downtown district, the kids used to drive up and down the street, you know, and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
They pull like high school kids over for that stuff. Usually if you're a 40-year-old woman, I mean, what if you're like, oh, I'm going to take a drive today? That's against the law now, you know? I'm going to go drive.
Exactly.
Hey, let's go check out the lakes. Let's drive on the backside of Catfish on those regular roads.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be illegal because I don't live down there.
Well, you're not supposed to go around it X amount of times. There's some, we have the ordinance in Eagle River.
That's stupid.
We had a guy with a knife. He was a mental defect. He has a steak knife. He says he's going to kill himself. He's alone in the house. Okay, there's nobody around him. He's on the front porch. He's crying, and he says he's going to kill himself. The Eagle River police response was to put out their SWAT team. They got 2 guys with scope rifles on the guy. He's only threatening himself. He's not even threatening an officer.
Or anybody in that. He's not even in the house with somebody.
And he's armed with a 6-inch steak knife. I'm like, I know the cop because he's on the fire department with me. I'm like, hey, don't you think that's a little excessive? Well, we can't take any chances. I'm like, what? That he's going to poke himself? I'm like, what are you going to shoot? Stop him from hurting himself? And the guy's obviously, I mean, you can see from a distance, not mentally right. You know, it's like, dude, I mean, get a social worker or something out here.
Is that the one
you need a social worker, not a SWAT team.
Is that the one they have like tear gas on and everything?
Yeah, they tear gas.
Because it was after 9/11, they got like all this grant money where then, you know, these smaller fire departments could have more access to like tear gas.
Well, and K.I. Sawyer Air Force Base folded up or whatever, and so they had all this military stuff that all these police departments are getting. So we got all these M16s, and tear gas launchers, and body armor, and you know, so they could look like the National Guard when they went in. Yeah, we actually need probably a little bit more crime to give these guys something to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like in the city, I mean, I don't even know if you have 2 cops on duty at the same time. I mean, they just don't even have that many cops. I mean, I don't know if there's like in cops that patrol, I don't know if they have 10 for the city. And I know the sheriff, the Vilas County Sheriff, I mean, I think they have 4 sheriffs on at a time, but our county's so big. I mean, if you call for help, I mean, if he's up in, you know, Winchester or something, it'll take him an hour to get back down here to Eagle River.
Yeah. Well, that's like me. I spend a lot of time in my car, and it's nothing for me to go and park on a residential street and sit there in the shade and play on my phone or whatever. Even sometimes take a nap, you know. I mean, you know, while I'm waiting for somebody or whatever.
Half our calls in the paper are suspicious.
Yeah.
But
half our calls in our paper are suspicious vehicle. I used to board horses here and everything. And I had a lady who was boarding a horse here, but she'd bring her dog with, so he'd bark if she parked in my barn driveway. So I had another driveway that was down by my outdoor arena. So in the summer, she'd park down there because she could watch her dog while she was riding her horse. Long story short, cops following her home. Following her, finally puts on the lights, pulls her over. Yeah, we had a complaint about suspicious vehicle on you. She's like, well, I parked there because that's where I have my horse. One of the neighbors across the street calls it in as a suspicious vehicle, except they called it in on the state senator's wife.
He's a state senator.
At the time, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was a big deal, yeah.
Do you remember when those senators, when the Republicans got in and the Democrats got mad, so they went over the Illinois line so they wouldn't have to vote on anything?
Yeah.
Her husband was one of the senators. If you, there's that TV clip where the guy's asking him, he goes, well, why aren't you back in Madison doing your job? And he comes back to me and goes, well, I think I am doing my job by being in Illinois or whatever, not voting. That's the guy who says that is this woman's husband.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot of apologizing after that one.
Oh, I bet. And I'm not taking anything away from police officers. They have a tough job no matter what town they're in. I mean, to not know whether you're going to go to work and get shot that day, I mean, that's stressful enough, you know.
Well, we had a guy, a new cop. He was a new hire, and he got killed. He killed himself. He drove. He was going 100 miles an hour with his cruiser, and he hit a farmer hauling a manure trailer, responding to another call in a different part of the county. Well, I think they get so bored that when something happens, the kid was so gung ho to be part of this bust or whatever that he was driving recklessly. They found the guy who was hauling the manure trailer was not at fault. The cop was driving recklessly. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I know it is though. I mean, in the fire service, when we wouldn't have a fire for a long time, you get bored. I mean, it's like, oh man, not that you're a pyromaniac, but you wish something would burn so you could go put out a fire.
Yeah.
You train. You want to use your skills.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good job to be bored in because that means nothing's happening. But yeah, you still want to do your job.
Yeah, I mean, but that ain't the way we look at it. That's what people are like. Oh, it's so heroic that these guys don't go into burning buildings. Oh, I'll tell you, these guys, they can't wait to get in that burning building.
I know.
Where's Megan at? Anybody seen Megan?
She was
here earlier.
I think.
Like a lot earlier. That's the last time I seen her.
Did you do my photo?
Megan!
Yoo-hoo! No, I'm not calling you Lugnut. Go away. Great. Now he thinks
Like,
I want
what,
him.
Mommy? Want to play with me?
No, I don't. I don't want to play with you. No.
Oh,
And he's really down.
I got my shipping done. I didn't get nothing else done. Sherry says she's partying. Well, I hope she has a good birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, happy birthday,
this
Megan.
Tree does not have these. I'm gonna order a set. Because look what this one just sold for.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna go through that box. I brought it in.
You're gonna order ornaments for me?
I'm gonna go through that box because they took them out and packaged them in there because that's all packed in with like a village and everything.
Yeah, no, I would definitely order the ornaments for you.
I'm always right.
It's
a good thing about being a woman. You're always right.
Yeah.
Club? Yes. Oh no, it was No Ma'am that Al Bundy had.
Yeah.
No Ma'am.
I sold some Waschenbach over on Bonanza.
Nice.
Yeah, there's Christmas stuff. I have been the last 2 weeks. I've been selling a lot of Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
So if you have it and are sitting on it, list it.
Yeah, I have
There
a
she
couple
goes.
of
Be
things.
back in a bit. Oh, happy freaking birthday. Uh-oh. Sounds like she's not having a good day.
Well, hope it's good for you, Megan.
Oh, the maintenance guy came to her door. There's a leak downstairs. Now my kitchen's torn apart.
Oh, no.
boy. I'll try to have a happy birthday.
All right,
50/50
gang.
said she's working on Christmas mugs right now, listing them.
Shut up, dog.
All right, gang. Go have fun. Listen, I got to get out of here.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, have a good day, Tom.
Maybe I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right.
Yep. Yeah. Don't forget my show tonight.
I was watching for it. You know, I was thinking yesterday was Wednesday. I was wondering why you didn't do a video. See, we were talking about that earlier. Apparently, my days are still messed up. All right, I'll be watching. Y'all have fun.
Okay, bye. Have a good day.
I'll watch, but I'll be late because I got football with my kid tonight.
Sherry, I love accents. She said the guy has a thick Russian accent. I have a thing for accents. My favorite is Australian.
Say, put another shrimp on the Barbie for me again.
Nikki's
I
digging
used
for
to,
Bundy.
Oh yeah, Paul Hogan. He was a real lady killer for a while. Women were going crazy for him.
and it's the accent. One of my first jobs was I worked security at Menards in the lumberyard, and there was this construction guy who would come through who was Australian,
Boy,
and he would sit there and talk to me, and I'd just constantly be asking him. I'd keep him there forever, just chit chatting with him because I just love listening to
Okay.
him.
Well, teach Gary how to talk with an Australian.
Yeah. Well, I did tell you about that Christmas story, didn't I? About the Australian that called me.
Yeah. Yeah. You eat your Christmas dinner with your family, yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, my husband was pissed because that was taboo to give out even your first name. You know.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, like in a chat room.
What are you spraying, Sally? Oh, cleaner?
It's actually a bowl that I found, and
Oh, is that one of those sriracha bowls or whatever?
I don't know what it is, but it's got
Yeah, it is.
flowers inside of it.
Yeah, that's what are those called? Sriracha or sriracha or?
It's from 1951. It says.
Yeah. It's a
They're like fake wood, right?
Yeah, it's a sriracha.
Is it Sirocco or Sirocco?
Sirocco, yeah, Sirocco. Sirocco. I can't remember how to spell it. Yeah, Syro.
Oh.
CO.
Oh, hold on. It's SY. I think it's SYROCO. Those actually sell pretty good. I mean, they don't sell for a lot of money, but they sell decent. I mean, they do sell. SYROCO. Did it have the date on it?
1951.
Oh, I don't usually see them with dates on them. But it didn't have the Sirocco sticker on it? Oh, yeah, it should say right there. What does that say on there? What products?
Multi.
Oh, multi-products. So that's not a Sirocco bowl then, I don't think.
It looks the same though.
It does.
Okay, let me put in
multi-products, 1951 bowl. None of them sold, but those used to be good sellers. I remember multi-products too. Those used to be good sellers, but it looks like they're not selling now very much.
I'm not having anything come up for that.
Did you put multi-products?
Yeah, let me just check multi-products bowl.
Yeah, I put multi-products bowl 1951. Did you say that was the year?
I put 1951 and a whole bunch of football stuff came up.
No. Put in multi-products bowl 1951.
That's what I did.
Oh, probably like they think you're talking about Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then now there's like a whole bunch of like melanine, whatever you call it, bowls coming up because it's saying multicolor, or it's going off a multicolor.
Don't you
love
right up for me?
Don't you love when you keep searching for the wrong thing and then you look up at the search bar and you realize that the damn search engine has changed your description?
I know. It
I
does
hate
that all the time to me.
I could just take
Are you searching?
ass.
Another thing is you're not clicking on when they come up pre-filled in, are you? Because sometimes they'll.
No.
No, it'll change. It does it itself.
Yeah.
So are you putting in multi space products?
Yeah, maybe I should put
bowl.
Yeah.
It came
Maybe
right
I
up.
should put incorp.
We don't have any regular little scrap of bubble wrap, do we?
No, I don't have any.
God, I was just gonna buy a little bubble wrap roll in there because I don't want to buy just the $1 thing.
What's this?
Okay, I'll wrap around. I'll wrap this around. I mean, the son of a bitch is so fragile. Mick Dick.
I remember a couple of years ago, I
Holy crap.
used to get like $20 for those bowls. 15 to 20 for those.
You see those figurines?
No.
Sold for $158. There's like a tie or a belt rack. Sold for $21.
Oh. Mayor Dan's going to be the new DNR secretary.
What?
Yeah, here he is.
How the hell did he land that job?
I think he's appointed by Walker.
Oh, Mayor Dan. I was thinking Dan Grosskopf. Okay, Mayor Dan. Okay, yeah. Oh, cool. Well, he's a representative, so he's in the bunch. That's sweet. We'll get a nice government pension. This guy that we know, he was our mayor. He was the mayor of our city. This Dan. What was Mayor Dan's last name?
Meyer. Jim used to hunt with him.
I used to hunt with him, and then he went on to be state representative, and now I guess he's going to be our DNR secretary. But
Awesome.
and they're doing a stupid drive, and I don't like drives because I think they're dangerous. And this is case in I thought they were dangerous before this happened. So this guy's got his new automatic 30-06. It's a semi-automatic 5 rounds. As fast as you pull the trigger, you're gonna have 30-06 rounds flying out. This guy who's not us. It's me and Dan are standing on a edge of a field, waiting for these guys to drive the deer out.
Mm-hmm.
So what the guy does is, what's supposed to happen is they drive the deer towards you, then we shoot at the deer. Well, it never fails. And that's why I say the guys who drive should not be armed. Because the guys who are driving decide they're going to shoot the deer too. So
Oh, no.
you get the round firing squad. So here they come. All of a sudden I hear pow, and then I hear pew, and what that you'll hear the bang, and then you hear this weird like pew. That's the actual like the bullet going through the air, and they'll hit sticks and make cracks and stuff. I hear one go over my head, then another one.
Oh my
Each
God.
time I hear it go off, I get close to the ground. Pretty soon I'm laying flat on my face. Rifle on the ground, laying flat on my face in the snow, just wishing I could get deeper into the snow. You know, while this is going on, while these 5 rounds go off. I'm thinking to myself, I'm wondering this Mayor Dan, Dan must just think I'm an idiot for doing this, like I'm a coward. I look over, he's laying as flat as I am, and he's an Army vet. Oh man, when
my
that guy
God.
came out of the woods, the guy was shooting. I mean, everybody just chewed his ass.
I swear to God, some people are just idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you hear those when you hear those bullets go by your head and you hear them cracking branches and stuff, it's not a very good feeling.
Yeah, I bet.
Anyway, that reminded me of Mayor Dan. Who's now going to be DNR Secretary, Dan?
Oh my God. Gallon Cash, that is hilarious.
Oh, are they live?
Yeah, they're lying.
Oh, those guys, I didn't even know anybody else was out there. You're cussing, using the King's English.
Oh boy.
Told me to look up New Zealand deck advert, and I did, and oh my God, it was hilarious. I sent you guys a link to it in chat.
I'm watching it. I don't have the volume on.
Oh, you got the whole point is you got to have the volume up. Oh my God, it was hilarious.
Oh, because I got it muted down here.
Pulled out of shape in no time. I could barely recognise my own dick. Imagine that. Then I discovered this New Zealand style dick sealant. The best way to take care of your dick in 3 easy steps. First, wash your dick with soap and water. Then, once your dick is clean and dry, paint your dick.
What the hell's going on?
I used to be too embarrassed. to
It's
wipe
for
all over
like
the
deck
stain
stain, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
he's saying a dick instead of deck.
He's talking about watching his deck, and he's saying dick.
After all, summertime is all about spending time on your dick. I'll often have 20 to 30 people on my dick at once. That can really wear your dick, causing dick splinters and discoloration. But with Schaefer's dick sealant, my dick stays a nice golden brown colour. Who wouldn't want a golden dick? I used to never let children anywhere near my dick. My dick was too dangerous for cods to play on. But it seems like every cod in my neighbourhood's been on my dick this summer, and they've all had a good time. My dick's over 70 years old, but it looks brand new. That's part of the reason all my neighbours are jealous of my dick. Wasn't that right, John? Yes, it's a nice dick, okay? His wife is always on my dick.
Still watching.
If you like Schaefer's dick sealant, Schaefer's New Zealand style.
This is worse than porn, Tara.
You'd be surprised how many things you can fix a jelly cock. The large hole in your dick. This is African style cock. Go to your local home and brew store and ask for the big black cock. New Zealand style dick sealant. Welcome on the planet. There's also a helpful number on the
He said, "Don't put it on your penis."
Yeah, he did. It's good.
Uh-oh.
So funny.
That is hilarious. I just sent it to my daughter.
I like the sound on my phone, but when I get that harp sound on my phone, I always get a little worried. Is it going to be a message that says, I have a question about using my item?
I know.
I know.
Those are never good.
And Hank Allen Cash said, and when he drops it down low to get real close to his deck.
There's a part two. I stopped it in the middle. I didn't want to go.
With all your dick on.
It was. Oh my God! When he did that with that cock, though, I'm like, oh my God, you never get away with that in the USA. I'm like, oh my God. Did you do my
Margot
pictures
said
yet?
her heart drops when she hears that sound. I know mine too. It's always a dreaded sound.
This is actually because somebody sent me an offer and I didn't I countered but I actually didn't see that it was for more. They wanted more of a quantity. I've still got the stupid video playing. And So I was like, please counter my offer and I'll accept it. I didn't understand that it was for different quantity, and I'll do combined shipping.
I'll do whatever it
So
takes
that's
to
all
make this friend.
that's all it was for.
Don't feel bad. Jim had this question yesterday. We had these beer coasters, and he thought somebody was offering him $50 for them because they're at auction. And he's like, "Oh, I think we should just take it, $50." I'm like, "Yeah, just take it." And then he's going through. He's like, "Oh no, this is that asshole that wants to only buy. There's like 130 in the lot. And he only wants to buy 50 of them because I think I can go pound sand." Well, he didn't say that.
Yeah, I know. I've had the same problem lately. I've just not had good messages come through.
Yeah, sometimes I.
Salvage guy won't take tube TVs anymore. Crap.
Oh boy, burn it. They burn enough.
Are they rock? No, they burn.
They burn.
I was like, how long is this the fucking thing? It's 5 minutes long.
I asked him how I'm supposed to get rid of them. He says, well, get out your sledgehammer and you bust it up and put it in your regular trash. I was like, well,
Burn it.
Well, some places you just can't burn everything.
Sucks because every storage unit has 12 tube TVs in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they won't take any more TVs? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell are you supposed to do with TVs?
He said, get out your sledgehammer and bust it up and put it in your
Take it
regular
to the
trash.
dump, probably.
Huh?
How far away is your nearest national forest?
Nice.
We do not do that.
I'm just asking geography. I didn't tell what to do.
Yeah,
I think you're supposed to take it to the dump.
that's an idea, but yeah, the gasoline would cost me more than the sledgehammer to bust it up. So
Yeah. And you got to pay it.
No. What you do is you put a little kerosene in a tire, then you set the TV on top of the tire, then you light it.
Yeah. Because when the gas comes out of the tubes, it's like little butane. It's like a blue flame that burns real bright. It's kind of pretty. It's like a firework.
No, I think that's a mercury.
Oh, does that come out of the tube?
Yeah, there's mercury all over.
Yeah, they have a real pretty fire. You'll have like a regular fire, and then you have this like real blue fire in spots, which is, of course, that thing burning.
But don't worry, the mercury doesn't go away. It comes back down in the rain and goes into lakes.
yeah.
Yeah, like Hank says, it could accidentally fall off the back of the truck if you take off real fast and drive.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Tara'd be like, yeah, I breathe in all I can, and then I send the rest of the mercury up into the atmosphere.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like when we're burning, I could get that close to the fire. I mean, this fire will be like, I don't know, 12, 15 feet wide, and when it's fully going, it's probably another 15 feet in the air. I mean, it's like having a house fire.
Yeah.
Then the DNR shows up. Mayor Dan.
Mayor Dan. Jack, I didn't know it was you. All right, high five.
My husband used to be on the fire department, and in the school go to the fire department for a field trip. So when he was like in kindergarten, I went with, as a chaperone. My son raises his hand, and everybody knows us. And he goes, "Oh yeah, my dad has this huge burn pile out back where he burns all this stuff." And the guy's like, "Oh, that's nice," because we're definitely not burning some stuff you should not be burning.
Hilarious.
Oh.
Yeah, god dang tube TVs.
So what are you gonna do about it, Todd?
I just I've got a full-size sledgehammer. I'm going to put it in a tote and just go whacking away on it until it's in small enough pieces to go into regular garbage bags.
You do know this
Sounds
about
like
the
a lot
big
of freaking work.
It is.
that big picture tube. Make sure you have eye protection because that thing's gonna.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
They call it implosion, but whatever explosion, implosion, it sends glass everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, I may just put it in a tote and then put an old blanket that I'm going to throw away on top of it,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
and then just go hitting on the top of the blanket.
You should get
Mary
a storage
system.
unit. Fill it full of all the tube TVs that you have, and then just let it go to storage auction.
Just for all your junk. You can take all your mattresses and shit. And
Mattresses,
throw it in there.
tube TVs, monitors.
I have no doubt that happens all the time after the storage units I've seen.
Yeah.
There was 2 huge storage units for sale it was about February, and it was completely cram-packed with hospital equipment. It was stripped. All the metal parts were gone. It was just the old plastic hulking carcasses of IV drip machines and carts, and oh my God. And it was just abandoned. They're like 20 by 30 units. And the auctioneer was trying to pay people $5 to take them and haul them off. Nobody didn't get any takers. But yeah, it's a bummer. You can't even throw away trash. After the amount I pay for sanitation, jeez.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like that. I think our township still does it. They would give you a voucher to get rid of appliances, like but they might have stopped, like old refrigerators, TVs, all that kind of stuff. Did they quit doing that program?
This guy will take refrigerators because they got enough steel in them and he can make a buck.
Yeah.
And he took all the old computers. I had 7 old computers that came out of storage units. No telling how much porn I just gave away.
Yeah.
There was an old stereo and a bunch of junk. I told him, you can have all this stuff I got on here for free if you'll take those TVs. And he goes, no, can't do it, no.
I know they make things so hard to get rid of, and they wonder why people dump stuff, I mean, I'm not saying it's okay, and I'm not saying that I dump stuff, but
no, don't do it. Yeah, just kidding. Don't dispose of it properly.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I see why people dump stuff though, because it just makes things so goddamn difficult. And you'd think to keep this stuff where it needs to go properly that they would try to do something about that, Because I don't think everybody just has access to a dump, do they? I mean,
Yeah,
No,
our dump is way away from us.
Yeah,
actually,
you can't put a TV in a dumpster.
yeah,
The
they'll
guy's
take
got
it off.
mercury in it. That's why they wanted to recycle it, or they do something with it to get the mercury out of it. What they're doing. It's got to go to a special place to get recycle.
Yeah, we just got the big rollout trash can. They come by with those tong things and pick it up and dump it over.
Well, when they talk, I know a guy who's into like water studies and DNR and stuff or whatever, and he said the only difference between a lake that they say the fish has mercury in it and a fish that they don't say the fish have, or a lake that they don't say the fish have mercury in it, is that they haven't done a mercury study. Because he's like, basically all fish you eat now has mercury in it because there's so much, the mercury's in the air, it gets picked up in the rain and it drops in the lakes. So any lake that gets rained in, which is pretty much all of them, is going to have mercury in it.
Right.
So anytime you eat fish, you are eating some amount of mercury.
Yeah, there's a lake called Lake Meredith way out in the panhandle of Texas. It's just about 30 miles north of Amarillo, and it's got mercury warnings. You're like,
it doesn't matter if you're in Canada in the most remote place, everything, cool mountain air, it's so clean and pristine. There's going to be mercury in that water. There's mercury everywhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, they say you can eat they have a recommended limited amount that you can eat, of fish, but.
Well, sunlight's radioactive, so you can have a little sunlight too.
Great. It really makes your suntan pop in the summer, though.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got skin cancer when you're 40.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I eat a lot of fish too, so I can imagine how much mercury I have in my body.
Oh, yeah. That's why your brain is like that, right?
Yeah, probably. It's all the mercury.
I'm just kidding, Nikki. Your brain is awesome. What would the world be like if everyone was like Nikki? That would be neat.
It'd be a strange world.
The quick trip would be in trouble.
Yeah.
We have quick trips down here.
Do you?
Not in our town. Our town's not big enough for a quick trip, but
yeah, I live in it. My town only has like 1,200 people, and they're building a quick trip in it right now.
Really?
Let's see. They built 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Either 6 or 7 of them in Superior. And they built like many more in Duluth, and now they're into Cloquet. I mean, they like took the Northland by storm, boy. They really came in. They built those quick trips like you wouldn't believe.
I thought they were kind of an upper Midwest thing. I didn't know they had them down south.
Hi, Megan.
Now we're talking, no, because they have quick trips. They have the Q, the ones that start with Q.
Yeah, and
we're talking about the quick trips that start with K.
Oh, ours all Q.
Yeah, ours are
different company, huh?
I think so.
I think so.
Well, that was fun. I didn't want to interrupt. Nikki was talking.
Sorry.
So what happened?
I was just sitting here thinking about like what I'm going to do on my purposeful day off. And then my kitchen got ripped apart because apparently there was a leak downstairs. So the younger Russian guy came to the door and looked for the leak, and in the meantime, I've got dirty dishes, I admit it. And then he's digging under the, whatever. So he went to go get a new disposal. And in the meantime, I put all of the things that were under the sink on the kitchen rug and like dragged the rug to the side to clear it out. And then, I don't know, they must be related because then the older Russian guy came. So yes, had 2 Russian guys at the door. They were on my kitchen floor. So I guess I have a new disposal now. But in the meantime, there was an auction that was closing are ending on eBay that I've been keeping my eye on for days. And it's
Oh, no.
literally down to like 4 minutes when he comes to the door. I'm like, I
Oh
don't have time
no.
for this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So he's like, okay, I go to shop and I'll be back. And it was literally like 10 seconds. I threw in a bid and I won it.
Good
Oh,
job.
awesome.
So yeah, my brain's spinning
That's
a little bit.
We're,
Thank you for all the birthday wishes.
You're welcome. I hope you have a good one. I hope the
Hope it gets better.
the disposal didn't give you a bad birthday.
Well, now I get to put the entire kitchen back together, and the dirty dishes are stacked up on the stove. And first, he
Yeah.
checked the dishwasher, of course, and we have clean dishes in there, which have been sitting in there for 2 days. And you know, I should have emptied it, and I should have put the dirty ones in there. But who knew that he was going to come to the door and tear apart my kitchen and
Right.
see my mess? You know, like, oh
Well, of
no,
course. Of course.
how embarrassing.
That's
Oh,
when it
well.
always happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been working on picking through the house and just getting rid of just selling all the stuff that I don't use anymore. It's been in storage for way too long, and until we get a house, you know, am I even going to enjoy that stuff that I have been saving? So I've been digging through. So I look like a hoarder. And then, you know, someone from the complex comes in. It's like, no, 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 no.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Really, it's safe.
Fish. Did you see what Fishing and Pickin' said?
No, I'm not in YouTube. Let me go over
I
there.
fix your plumbing for free. For free. I lay long pipes.
Oh, how funny.
You dirty old bastard.
They're leaked downstairs. I need to look.
And this one time,
Like,
this one
look at
time
what?
when I had to live in town for a short time because my mother-in-law was in the nursing home. And so me and Gary just kind of shut the house up and moved into her apartment while this was going on. She was only supposed to be in there temporary, but she ended up being in there for the rest of her life, which wasn't very long. But anyways, so I was running my eBay business out of her apartment, and I had stuff stacked all over the place. Well, one day, all of a sudden, the washer must have leaked, and there was water everywhere.
Oh, no.
And the manager came knocking on the door and said one of the neighbors said that there was water leaking. And I said, yeah, I just noticed it. The washer had leaked last night, and my husband went to go get the carpet cleaner to suck all the water up. Well, I need to get in there and see what's going on. All right. Well, he's looking around and all this stuff stacked up. I was like, I'm an eBay seller. I don't normally live like this. You know, it's like, because he knew the story. He knew we had moved in and was staying there and paying the rent. He knew that, and he was fine with that. You know, he knew our family. He knew we were okay. You know, whatever. So I mean, that wasn't an issue. But I was like, and then I talked to him later. I said, I want to apologize that the state of the apartment was in. I said, because I just went to an auction a couple days ago and I had stuff stacked up. I said, I really want to apologize. I don't want you to think I'm a pig, you know. And he goes, no, I didn't think that at all. He says, I knew you're an eBay seller, and I imagine, you know, he says, I see you go to a lot of auctions, you know. Because I used to bring boxes to Gert, my mother-in-law, so she could go through them of stuff that she liked, you know, before I would sell it. So he would see that too, you know. And so, I mean, he was okay with it. But still, yeah, it's like all of a sudden he's coming in and right now, and I don't have time to spiffy up, you know.
Right.
Like, how embarrassing.
Hey, Nikki, you should cross stitch because you do like sewing stuff, like a little thing like, excuse my mess, I'm an eBay seller.
Yeah.
Right. You can't clean up fast because there's, you know where the stuff is, but there's strategic piles everywhere, and it just makes you look like dirty. Like, no, it's fine. Yeah, and they were speaking Russian in the kitchen, probably saying, "Oh, what a mess she lives in." I don't know. no idea. But there's nothing I can do about it. It's over and done.
Nope.
And they have funny rules about working businesses out of apartments here. I don't know
Really?
why. I had never seen that in a lease before, but the first place that we moved into when we moved to Utah specifically said you cannot run a business out of it. And this one, the lease didn't necessarily say that, but I feel a little awkward because I know places around here are weird about it. I think it's just they don't want like people running brick and mortar type things. They don't want visitors. It's not commercial property. I think that's where it comes from. But nobody comes to my door. I just ship. I just ship stuff. So anyway, like Nikki said, I pay the rent, so they shouldn't argue.
Right. Kristen Pickens says no. They were saying we take turn. You lay pipe first.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
With it being father and son, that's creepy. It's creepy anyway, but.
Yeah, I mean, I could kind of understand that, as much clothing and stuff as I have in here. If we had a fire, go up and, probably not very long.
Oh my God, if we had a fire or an emergency and the emergency people had to come in here right now, I would be so ashamed.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my God.
I had a friend that he was always so neat and tidy. I mean, his house literally looked like Pottery Barn when you walked in. And at one point in time, I mean, love him to death, but at one point in time, we were sitting at his house for his Christmas party that he sets out with all the services and everything. I mean, he's like as gay as they come. He even joked out around with his mom. She was saying like he came over and her Christmas tree wasn't accessible or acceptable. And during her story, he comes up behind her and he said, "Are you telling him how I gayed up your Christmas tree?" But anyway, his house always looked like Pottery Barn. It was beautiful. And you never saw like a speck of dust or anything. And at one point I looked at him and I said, "Where's your shit?" He's like, "What shit?" I'm like, "Everyone has shit. Where do you hide it? Where is it?" Oops,
my mother-in-law was that way. She didn't have shit. She didn't have it. She threw everything away.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's what he looked at. What shit? Like everyone's got, like keys. Where do you put your keys? Like at least that. But I did find one little junk drawer, and it had like a few little trinkets in it. And it was like, no.
Well, and that's why I was so embarrassed when the manager came in because my mother-in-law's that way. Didn't have anything anywhere, you know. And I mean, she didn't even have clutter in her closets, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't grow up in like
when the manager walked in that day, he probably thought, "Holy shit, Nikki exploded in this apartment."
Yeah, like I didn't grow up in a slovenly family or anything. Like things are like clean, but it's just disorganized. But it's for me, I know where things are.
Yeah.
It's an organized mess if that's possible.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I grew up in a house. My mom wasn't the best housekeeper in the world, but she wasn't the worst either. I mean, it wasn't dirty or filthy, you know. But it was lived in, you know.
Right. Yeah. I actually feel uncomfortable when I'm in people's houses that look like a museum. It's like, can I even like sit down without offending you?
Yeah, you're afraid to touch anything.
Yeah.
And oh my God, don't take something to drink because you have nowhere clue where you just set it.
Oh no. I'm gonna get coffee rings. Remember in Friends, Monica
Just
was
gonna have to
always,
hold that shit.
Monica was always a freak about the coffee rings on the table. She was always running. One of my friends at high school used to give my mom a hard time because now that I think of it, actually it was after the divorce, but she always knew where everything was. Her bed was always made like where you could bounce a quarter off of it and whatever. And every time he came over to the house, he would just laugh at it. Like, and he'd take this, what are they called? They're made of like plaster. Are they busts? She had sitting on the table in the entryway. And he would literally turn one of those busts, like there was two of them, and they kind of faced each other at a perfect 45-degree angle. And he'd turn one of them, like, I kid you not, like a quarter of an inch. And she'd come home and she would freak out because she knew that he had been there.
Yeah.
He was always messing with my mom. But I think her place was like that afterwards because there just wasn't a whole lot of stuff anymore. There wasn't, a 4-person family. It was just her living upstairs and I was downstairs in the townhouse. Oh well, not very fascinating, but hey.
And this has to put a white sheet over her dog who won't move from her photo area. And so she's gonna just take pictures and say lump not included, probably.
How funny.
Nice.
That is hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Well, I've seen one seller on eBay who takes pictures with his cats on the clothing. His cat is laying on the clothing. He takes at least one picture with his cat laying on the clothing. Yeah.
Well, at least people won't be buying it who are allergic to cats. I'm all paranoid about my inventory that can have smells and hairs and whatever attached to it. I'm constantly washing my hands and making sure that nothing's... And I don't smoke in the house.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, and don't try to charge extra for the pet dander.
No, I don't have any house pets anymore. But
I'm
I
gonna
do
start
work with
putting.
horses, so
I'm gonna start putting heavily worn by my dog.
Yeah.
Well, shedding season for the horses is the worst. I'm sure Tara can agree. Even though they are outside and outside the house, you always bring a hair or two in.
Oh, yeah. I think people with horses always bring that smell into their house, too.
Hey, that smell smells good.
It does.
We're always fluctuating between 4 and 5 dogs, so we hardly notice the horse here.
And when your dogs go to the barn with you, and the pastures are muddy and they're all doing
Oh, God.
And I don't think it's an offensive smell, don't get me wrong. But when I would go over, it's not like a cat litter box.
But it stinks.
Litter boxes are gross.
No cats.
Yeah, but when I go to my friends' houses that have horses, I know they have horses when I walk in their house. I can smell it.
Yep.
But it's not an offensive smell to me, but I can smell their house smells a lot different than mine does.
Yeah, anything that can absorb odor that I'm planning on selling stays sealed away. It comes in, it gets listed, and it gets put inside a tote.
Yeah.
I delint and dehair and photograph right away, and then I put it in, if it's like clothing, I'll put it in the little bread bags, but I leave the little corners open, because if you seal stuff, sometimes the previous owners smell just like
overpowers. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't
like
keep
intensified.
You can't keep them totally hermetically sealed, so they all get the sniff test before they leave, but they're in a tote and they don't go near my horse stuff.
we get questions from people like, is it a non-smoking pet-free home? Well,
can't promise that.
We don't happen to smoke, but it doesn't matter because the item comes in, gets photographed, and goes right out to a 2.5 car garage, and it never re-enters our house again. Really, what we did with it doesn't matter. Now, was the previous owner a smoker, pet owner? Or,
right.
How would I know? Unless it obviously smells like smoke.
Yeah, you can't. I never make those promises.
I just say I don't know the history of the item. It was purchased in a lot of clothing, and I don't know the history. I cannot smell smoke on it, or yes, I can smell. Although I don't sell stuff that smells. If it smells like smoke, I could run through the wash. Then you one washing will take the smoke smell out.
No,
if it doesn't. I probably cause it.
I don't even buy it if I notice it in the, like if it's from a thrift shop or whatever.
We get a lot of clothing from storage units.
Oh, I bet that's intensified smell.
Yeah, sometimes storage unit. Most of the storage unit stuff you got to wash anyway. But then but that's usually where we get this, because when you buy the storage unit, you don't know if the stuff's going to smell like smoke. And some of the stuff, it'll be like a nice, it'll be a $30 a jacket or shirt or something that you don't want to wash. So, wash.
Some people wanted to see Fuzzy, and this is what he looks like.
Oh, cute. Aww. He looks like a Fuzzy. He's cute.
Yeah, he's a Cavachoo.
Oh. I see the Shih Tzu in him.
Yeah, he's an old boy.
He's cute. Hi, Fuzzy.
Fuzzy, Fuzzy, Fuzzy.
I like that name, too.
He hears his name, but he's lost as to where it's coming from.
Fuzzy bear.
Snuggle brand actually sells a dryer sheet, and they have liquid fabric softener that is listed as a odor remover. Because I'm very sensitive to smell, so I don't use any dryer sheets that smell. Because I know it could offend.
Yeah.
And then I found those that were odor removers, because for the longest time that's what I was searching for, was something that would take the odors out, not cover it with flowers and the pretend smell of mountains. And because if something smells really strong, even if it's a pleasant smell, I can't stand it. So with that in mind, I went on the hunt, and I did find that Snuggle has one that's an odor remover or odor eliminator. And actually that works pretty good if you do end up accidentally with something that smells like smoke or whatever. I bought a big fuzzy polar fleece button-up shirt. It was like a men's shirt, and I just bought it for myself to like go to the barn or whatever, and it just didn't look right. It didn't fit right. And it was then that I realized like there's pet hair on it and stuff. So I listed it, I sold it, but in the listing I said, when I got this, it had a lot of white, short, what appears to be dog hair on it, but if you have pet allergies, please do not buy this item. And it worked out fine, because I put that in there. I said, there was hairs on here, and they might surface again, because it's a big, nappy fleece. So I tried to remove them, but they were there. If you have allergies, I'm not offended that you don't buy my item.
Yeah. I have a Jack Russell who has that short, prickly hair, like
they stick to everything.
That likes to stick into fabric. Yeah.
Our red terrier is
like
the same
a sweater.
We had a little white red terrier. Same thing. That's short and white hairs.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be with a roll of tape, trying to stick it off of like a sweater or something like that. That's bad.
Doesn't come out. Beagles and dachshunds, the same thing. It's very prickly and it just sticks.
Yeah, they don't shed a lot, but when they do shed, it's like, oh my God, look at all this hair. And she's white, so if it's like a black thing.
Whatever makes those hairs stick to fabric, that's what they need to make lint rollers out of.
Yeah.
That would be a great lint roller.
Yep. And I've often put Bounce Free and Clear in my stuff as like an odor absorber. Because it doesn't have any dyes or smells in it. And I often put that in my tubs to kind of keep odors down too. Because I figured it would absorb the odor, I'm a fanatic about. I love dryer sheets. I put them in my drawers. I put them under my couch cushions. I put them in my garbage can, you know. I used to do the same thing with Carpet Fresh, but I don't like the powder, you know, all over the place. So I started doing dryer sheets, and I like that. Then when you sit down on the couch, all of a sudden here comes the smell of the dryer sheet, you know.
Right. Kind of poofs up in your face.
Am I napping again? I'm not napping, fishing.
No, I went to cosmetology school, and their primary product was the aromatherapy products, the Aveda, and they're all like natural smells and essential oils, and you know, Ayurvedic medicine, and you know, all these, you know, supposedly great smells, and they were natural and stuff. But man, I would come home from school, and my dad would freak out. He's like, it doesn't smell bad, but you stink. Everything that you have and own right now stinks like that stuff. And it was like so offended. And I loved the smell of that stuff. And now as I get older, I'm like turning into him with my old factory, because especially if it's like a real chemically fragrance, like I said, even if it's a nice quote unquote smell, like Hank said, I'll sneeze. Like, I only use a half a dryer sheet of that odor eliminating stuff in my own laundry, but Larry will go ahead and throw a whole sheet in, and if he throws a whole sheet in, even of that scent, I'm sneezing after I wear something that he laundered. But I'm not going to argue if he doesn't.
My husband has allergies, so I have to be careful what I use. This Rain Soft salesman was like, "Oh, well, then you don't have to use all these cleaners and blah 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 if you have good water and blah blah blah." And I was like, "I like using all those cleaners because I like the smells that they leave behind." You know, I mean, your house smells clean when you can smell lemon fresh pine sol, you know,
right?
Mr. Clean or something, you know.
When I was a bachelor,
I like those smells.
When I was a bachelor way back in the day, 100 years ago, whenever I was having company over, I'd pour some Lysol in the toilet so they would think I was cleaning.
Nothing like the smell of a little bleach.
I gotta go. I gotta get my niece, and I gotta go take a shower. So I'll see you guys later.
See you, Nikki.
Don't forget my show tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time.
All right.
Goodbye.
All
right.
Well, guys, I'm gonna shut it down. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed soon. So.
Yeah, you need to.
I will see you tomorrow. On Valerie's channel.
Thank you.
You guys
for
have
hosting.
a good day. Yep, no problem.
Sorry,
I hope you have a good day.
Thank you.
It's okay, Megan. Have a good birthday, okay?
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
You're welcome.
Bye. See you,
See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
See ya. See ya.